Hello, folks. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. Today, we are brought to you by Electric. Makes e-bikes accessible for everyone. Electric, incredibly durable and convenient design. Get where you need to go over any terrain, including snow and sand. Where will you e-bike adventures take you? Well, I'm saying that. So, where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebikes.com and get $100 off any e-bike purchase. That is Lectric, ebikes.com.
Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code NATE at checkout. Liquid IV hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. That's 15% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code NATE at liquidiv.com.
Our friends at Mizzen+Main are celebrating their 10th birthday, so they've got great deals running on their site all summer long. They combine the comfort and flexibility of your favorite athletic wear with the fit and style of a custom dress shirt. Right now, if you go to mizzenandmain.com and use promo code NATE, you'll receive $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off when you go to mizzenandmain.com and use our promo code NATE.
All right. Factor makes lunch and dinner on busy days a total breeze. Instead of spending those precious hours after you get home hustling around the store and the kitchen, they'll deliver ready-made meals right to your door, eliminating all that meal planning, prep, and cleanup time. Head to go.factor75.com/Nate130 and use code NATE130 to get $130 off across 6 boxes. That's code NATE130 at go.factor75.com/Nate130 for $130 off. Wow. That leading up to that feels like you're in class and you're like, all right, my line's coming. I got to read it 50 times just so I can nail it and not get made fun of by the class.
Welcome to the ad reading. Hello, folks, and Hey Bear. I like Hey Bear now.
I got Hey Bear all weekend for people. It's fun.
Hey Bear is great. It's like it is the good. I think someone said it in the comments. It's the best response. The let's go, folks. Like, hey, if you say hello, folks, you go Hey Bear, because it's such an opposite that it does. So I agree. I guess if we take a vote. The vote was Hey Bear. We didn't take a vote.
I've been getting some Hey Bear too, and if a lady says Hey Bear to me, I'm like, my wife is going to be upset about this. People come up, they go Hey Bear, and I'm like, I don't know if that's okay.
It sounds like you're already in another relationship so much that y'all have nicknames for each other.
Right.
She's like, it can't even be like, oh, did y'all just meet? You're like, we've been dating for 5 to 6 years, and she calls me Bear, and I go Hey Bear. Welcome to the Nateland Podcast. Brian Bates, Aaron Weber, Dusty Slay. And look who's back. Old Nate. If you're watching this on YouTube, is it a puka necklace, right?
Wow.
Puka shell.
Back in the game. Went to Hawaii, come back, and I saw this guy. And I was like, oh, let's bring him back.
Are those pretty popular in Hawaii? Did you see those out and about?
No, it was maybe 90s when they're in Hawaii.
That's some backstock from a while back.
They had to find that.
Yeah, they asked. I bought it off a guy who had those jeans with the designs on the back pockets.
Yeah.
And I go, hey man,
bedazzled jeans.
I figured you wouldn't sell your jeans. So what about that necklace though? And he's like, I could get away with it. He's like, I'd do it with 1. My wife thinks 2's too much. And I go, all right. His belt was looped down.
Right. He's like, I had to keep the shark tooth though.
The braided
And I go,
out.
yeah, dude, for sure. Obviously, I'm not gonna take a shark tooth.
I felt like we always called it a conch shell necklace. You know, you had those square ones. I mean, it's still, a necklace, but it was square little shells in there.
Yeah.
I had a lot. I got a blue shirt, no undershirt, conch necklace under there. I had a good tan.
Like an unbuttoned
bit down.
A bit down.
That way you could see the necklace.
Like Aaron's shirt.
Yes.
Aaron's wearing like he's
but a few more.
Dad that's gone, that's serious and deficient.
yeah.
That's the Columbia PFG. Is it PFG?
It's a PFG shirt.
Yeah.
I was in Florida all weekend. Everybody's wearing these,
They
and
are.
I liked the vibe of it. I ran out of clothes. I walked 45 minutes to a Bass Pro Shop. I said, it's time to change my life.
Yeah.
Got some fishing shirts.
They're pretty nice, right?
They feel amazing.
Yeah.
Sweat doesn't show.
Yeah.
They're like cargo shorts,
good.
but a shirt.
Yeah.
These pockets I can put whatever I want in.
Well, when
these
you go back
pockets.
to the buffet, you don't want people to see that how much you're working.
When I was a kid
yeah.
and people would show up with those to fish, we were like, they're from out of town.
It's got It's got a back area that's got
it's got the
vent.
flap.
It's got a
Yeah.
vent because you get so hot that you just need vents to come in, and you're like, yeah.
I'm using all these features too, man.
Does that flap
bought
go right
one.
to the skin? Hey, can you reach up under there and touch your back?
There's almost
it.
like
Well,
the lining to a bathing suit, that
Yeah.
kind of mesh
Yeah.
netting. That's on the inside.
Is that on the
Oh.
pockets too? On the inside of the shirt.
Haven't looked.
No, on inside the
Velcro.
shirt.
No.
Inside the shirt it has that lining.
Oh yeah.
See, I actually bought one of those to go hiking in, but I didn't like that lining on my nipples because I thought it would
It'll
rub them,
chafe them. Yeah,
chafe 'em,
like a marathon runner.
Yeah, and so
Mhm.
that's the only thing that kept me from that shirt.
I picture guys wearing those shirts with a lot of chafed nipples. Those guys
Oh,
just have chafed bodies.
I think their nipples hang
Yeah.
lower than where those pockets are.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever run into that problem. he goes, does it chafe your nipples? He goes, no. He rubs way down. He goes, no, it feels good on them, actually. You're like, oh, that's cool, man.
Put them in the pocket.
Yeah,
Really. You can,
You set them up, stick them in the mesh. We had, Hawaii was the best. We ended up, we did the shows. That's we were off last week, and we did the best of. And then I got this. I'm wearing a hat, a trilogy hat. They do. We did you go on the sailboat kind of thing, and then go snorkeling.
Yeah.
And this company Trilogy been around for it'll be 50 years this year. It's family owned. Hawaii's big family owned stuff. I liked it. That's what made me think. Like I like Hawaii. Like they're big in their culture. I think is a gigantic thing for them. Big in the culture, and then it's all family. It's all like I like that. I was on board with Hawaii.
Mhm.
You know,
I asked Harper how she liked it, and she said, I got out just in time. She said there was a forest fire coming our way.
she got worried about the forest fire.
Just got out.
They get a lot of fires, I guess, just like California, and because it was dry, and so the day we were leaving, their airport's like open air, and it was pretty crazy. I mean, it was you smelt the fire,
Oh man.
and like ash would blow in your eye and stuff. So she got super worried about.
do you
that.
get a claustrophobic feel on Hawaii, or
Is
is
the
it?
island?
Yeah. Or is
Uh,
it big enough to where you're like, I don't
big,
really
dude.
feel like I'm on an island.
It's big. I mean, you're out there. I guess if you,
I've only seen it on a globe.
yeah, and who knows if that's even.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's
Who
true.
even know
It's
where
even
it's
there.
at?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be in the middle of Iowa.
That's true.
But it's very big.
Yeah.
Maui, and that's not even the big island. And Maui is so big that I don't think you just don't think of it. You're doing so much stuff. I bet I could talk myself into it.
Right.
I thought I was going to have it on the boat. Like when I go on the boat, sometimes I can get like the claustrophobia because you're just not, if you can't see land and or something. But
Yeah.
you can always see a mountain. You can always,
Now, what do you
Yeah.
mean by open air airport?
there's just no, like when you go check your bags, it's just like you walk under a thing and there's no like door
Oh,
because it's like you're out. I mean, because it's Hawaii. So you walk, it's like curbside check-in.
uh-huh.
It's like that, but the roof goes way farther over.
Okay.
Does it not rain a lot in Hawaii?
Yeah.
I don't expect you to know everything
Yeah.
about Hawaii.
Did it rain on you?
No, but they had a big rain before the week before we
Okay.
got there, and so, but it was Hawaii. I'm on board.
I just think of
Aloha.
Jack Johnson when I think of Hawaii now, and I don't know why, but I feel like there's a lot
Yeah,
of
he
Jack
does
Johnson music.
Abigail, my sister's a big fan
Yeah.
of him. I followed him just because of that, but I've never listened to him. But she likes him. There's a lot of we had 17 of us. We were all a big family a lot of deadgum
yeah.
idiots.
You're rolling 17 deep these days, man. You're like Allen Iverson, dude.
Well,
You got
it's
an
my
entourage.
whole family.
I know.
Yeah,
It's just
it's Well, I was like,
Chef.
I knew 9 of them. The other ones I didn't really know. I kept forgetting their name, but 9 of them I knew somewhat. I would say somewhat well. We decided to do a big, never done something like that. And it's a big place to take your family.
Yeah.
They're all family. It's all about family. And so yeah, 17. There's a lot of organizing. We gotta go. Where you? Well, where's your dad at? Well, who knows where my dad's? My dad's already there. He left early. There's a ton of that. We don't know where people are. You never know when you got that many. You just don't know where anybody's at. No one's ready to go at the times but everybody did a very good job.
Did everyone get back?
Everybody made it back. Abigail kind of helped. Abigail steered the ship on this. She did a very good job, but everybody did good.
My dad's been married 4 times, and he took his first 3 wives to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they got divorced, and he will not take his 4th wife to Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah, he's refused to do it.
Yeah.
He thinks that's the curse.
Yeah.
For him, personally.
Yeah. He thinks the opposite of Hawaii being like for families. And he goes,
Right, yeah,
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
They ruin families.
Yeah, that's where he's at with it.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of him and my mom in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and he's standing with a woman, and she's standing with a man. And I'm thinking, well, that could be the problem.
Yeah. They worked together?
They were together,
Yeah.
but each of them had a different, like a Hawaiian person of their own.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It could be your dad's issues.
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
could be but I'm open to being Hawaii's fault.
Yeah.
could be Hawaii. Who knows?
Yeah.
Either one.
He go to the Big Island? That happens a lot.
I think he
over
went to
there.
the Big Island. Yeah. Not Maui.
Yeah, that's typical. Just to blame it on. I saw 7 sea turtles.
Wow.
Abigail saw 0. It was funny. All she wanted was to see a sea turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to see 0, and I couldn't get away from them.
You're like, I'm tired of seeing
I was like, I don't. Yeah, I started shooing them away underwater. So I go, get on out of here now. Yeah. A lot of snorkeling. Harper did good snorkeling. All the kids did good. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, it was fun. Where'd y'all go? You went to Florida.
I was in Phoenix. We haven't seen each other in a few weeks. You're noticeably thinner, by the way.
You know what's funny? No diet.
Noticeably.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
I weighed myself. I had no scale out there, and I was like, well, I'll try to keep it going. And then you're on vacation, and you're like, I'm just not. We got a local guy there named Ben. He's from Iowa, actually. Very awesome dude, and he kind of helped us showing us some tour stuff and made some food. He was great to have around.
Maybe
Again, and not an official. Cause the only time we get people to help us, again, like my barber trainer, I get people that are not officially just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of do a lot of things. And then we're like, why don't you just come be with us?
Mm-hmm.
And Ben was great. And he was making food and it was just like, you know what, dude, I'm not. But I did do a lot of, me and Nick was with us. And me and Nick snorkel. Nick can swim. We swam very far one day snorkeling. Nick can go.
Are you not a good swimmer?
No, I'm a good swimmer.
Oh, okay.
But Nick's a great swimmer.
Oh, yeah.
And
He can swim better and he can walk faster.
yeah, I watched him one day, and it was me, my brother, and my brother's wife, and Nick. And so the waves were kind of big that day. And so the waves were coming in, and they were like breaking on the shore.
Mm.
So we were like, we wore flippers. And so Nick's trying to get his flippers on. So he gets one on, and then he's trying to put the other, and he's on the shore with the wave coming in, and he tries to get the other one on. And I mean, it just shoots out and takes Nick with it. So Nick's next to me, and I just see Nick just disappears and just is like, whoop, whoop. And then I look up, and I mean, he's like 10 yards just out in the middle of the ocean. He just went, whoosh, gone. And then he just went with it and then just popped up and
starts all over.
And then I was like, well, just stay out there. And then we had to find his flipper, and then we found it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to go with it. People that get swept out and then panic, it's like, just start swimming.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah.
I just went with it. I mean, I've never seen someone just go whoosh. It just was gone because it was breaking right there. We surfed too. Got up first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Got up first time.
Did you just quit right there? That's what I would
No,
have done.
I got up. I got up 3 times. This one guy's from North Carolina. That was like they just kind of out there. They tell you when to paddle. It's actually not. I mean, for me, it wasn't. And we all got up. Harper got up. Laura got up. It's like when you first go, it's not as hard as you imagine it's going to be. You just stand up on it. Crazy lower back pain when I stood up for some reason. I mean, I did 4 times and I was like, that's enough. I'm just getting an age where you're like, I've never had any problems. And you're like, it was muscles I've never used.
Tough to get into surfing at a certain age.
At 43.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, my neck
tense.
hurt from just like when you the paddling out is, that's why these dudes are just ripped. Because you're just on it and you're paddling. And so you got to keep your neck up and your chest up a little bit. And I mean, my neck
To
was
see
sore.
where you're going.
Yeah, my neck was sore. You're just using every muscle that you've never used in your life.
But you just got right up. It's almost like
Yeah.
no scales and you're able to get right up. It's almost like gravity's not working as well in Hawaii. You're
that
at
is
the
true.
bottom of the globe.
That is
right.
true.
So you're just like, it's not as good.
It felt a little less gravity. I definitely believed less in gravity
Yeah.
in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's going on over there.
That's what
Something's
I said.
going on.
I don't think you're at the bottom of the
Yeah,
globe.
that's Antarctica at the
It's
bottom.
Northern Hemisphere.
Well, that's a fake globe. isn't
Well,
it?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he's trying to do you a favor by saying that there's a bottom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he goes,
Meet him halfway, Aaron.
Yeah, he goes, yeah. So it is technically the bottom of the globe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the middle of the globe is the.
Yeah. What's
is
a
the
globe
end.
really anyway?
Yeah, what
you
is
know?
it anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But the surfing was very fun. The paddling back out there is that's for the birds. You need to be much younger
Uh-huh.
to go. And Harper had someone helping her. So I mean, Harper, because she couldn't paddle. I mean, the waves are coming in big, and so. But it's funny. You just see Harper. She's got her elbows on the thing, and then a guy is paddling her and like drags her with his feet, like just her board.
Uh-huh.
So she was. That was the way to go.
Yeah.
If you could talk one of those kids into the. Hey, do you mind pulling me out?
I was Florida this weekend, so I went out to. I was near the beach. I went out to the beach to film like a video, trying to get people to come out to the show, and I just got this drone. So I was pumped about getting a drone shot on the beach, like coming in from the water and then swooping up on me. So I walked just to get some privacy. I walked like a mile down the beach just where I could be
Alone.
a little less embarrassing,
Yeah.
taking out a tripod and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I sit down in the sand and I set the drone up. It takes a while to set everything up. And I sit it in front of me and I launch it and it goes up in the air and the wind just catches it and it just blows back into me, sliced up my hand real good.
Oh my gosh.
And then it fell down, sliced up my ankle really bad. I'm bleeding all over it.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm out here with all this equipment trying to get
Yeah.
this shot and I'm bleeding. So I got to walk back. I'm like dripping blood all in the sand.
Sharks
And then-
swimming around.
Oh, and
well-
sand's getting in them.
Oh, it was not, did not feel
Yeah.
good. And then there's these families in the
I'm telling
showers.
you, the wind on the beach is a nightmare.
It's
It's a
crazy,
nightmare,
man.
yes.
And I didn't even factor that in. I thought, oh, this thing will go, and
Yeah.
it just right.
Did you
into me.
record that?
No, I wasn't recording yet. I
Oh,
was just
man.
launching.
What were
it
the
up.
families doing though? Did they see you bleeding?
I was so far away, nobody saw this happen. But now I got to walk
yeah,
up.
they ignore you on the beach.
You know the showers next to the beach where you rinse off the
Yeah.
sand. I got to go rinse all this blood off. So
Yeah.
there's just families like, what's
Yeah.
wrong with this guy?
Yeah. You got that shirt on? Did you?
No,
I
thought
You're
you did
that's
the
his
video.
Nips. His nips are
Yeah,
bleeding through the shirt here.
Yeah. And he goes, that's why I didn't buy it. That's brutal too, because the walk is like there's no forgiveness. It's either salt water on that wound or sand.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's no in between.
Oh man.
And I'm carrying all this stuff.
Yeah. You got a backpack and just bleeding everywhere. Did you get some nice drone shots? You go, a little bit. Got up there.
Drone
didn't
took
get-
some shots at you.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even get more than a meter off the ground.
Well, that's
Anyway.
fun.
I was in Fort Mill, South Carolina last night. Did a show for at Life Point Church for adoption agency. It
There you go.
went great. Met a lot of folks.
Oh, nice.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
These
Trying to
shows
see
are
if
like
someone adopts you. You That's what you should do that as a joke. You should be like, I'm also up for, I'll take anybody if anybody wants to take me in.
Did anyone get adopted at the show?
No, it's to raise money for families who are going through adoption. It's not like a live
they
auction.
weren't
where they-
auctioning off
They
the
bring
kids
the
for
kids
charity.
out.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll start the bidding. Brian, go
Brutal.
ahead.
It's tough. And Brian
Yeah.
has to go after the last kid that doesn't get adopted. All right, everybody. Thank you, Sam. Brian Bates, everybody.
Sam, move along.
Sam. Brian's like, I'll take him. You have to just take. You got to.
Yeah.
Brian's got 7 kids.
Just to get an opening applause, you
Yeah.
got to go, you know what? I'll do it. And they're
Yeah.
like, good for you. This comedian's great.
The kid's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll
He
take my
goes,
chances.
Yeah, I'll wait till next year. I'll try
he goes,
again.
I don't know. He goes, what are we flying back? He goes, no, we're driving. He goes, oh gosh. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, we'll drive through the night. He goes, I don't. You know what? I'll figure it out.
One more year in adoption age.
Yeah.
Let's just do it over.
Yeah.
It's like when you re-enter the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Kumar Rocker.
Yeah. I'm just going to wait
Pitcher
another
baseball,
year.
He goes, I bet I'll get drafted higher if I wait.
I think I just hit the Wilford Brimley Cocoon line.
Yeah.
Or I'm about to. We talked about that on a previous episode. I don't think you were here. When Wilford Brimley did the movie Cocoon, which is about a bunch of elderly people, he was 50 years old in however many months. So now, for the celebrities or anybody now, there's a Wilford Brimley Cocoon line. When you hit it, like there's a website that shows you.
Okay.
Great
that.
movie, though, huh?
I don't even know if I've seen the movie.
I've
but-
never seen it.
So good.
But
Tom Cruise was the first one that did it because someone pointed out Tom Cruise, and this is 10 years ago because Tom Cruise is 60 now.
Yeah.
When he hit 50 years and however many months, they're like, he is now older than Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon, which is crazy because Tom Cruise looks
Yeah.
amazing. And since then, it's become its own thing. And now you just track.
So,
So I hit it 3 days ago because my
Oh,
birthday's
wow.
November 3rd.
Wow. All
and you're
right.
going off of, November 6th, 1971. So once you cross it,
Ready for some diabetes commercials.
I need to go watch this movie, I guess, because I don't even understand the point of it.
Well, he played an old man.
Yeah.
And he looks like an old man, but he was only 50 years old.
This is what he looks like in the movie?
I don't know if that's from the movie or
Because
not.
he looks, I mean, in fairness to you, Brian, he looks considerably older than you.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
thought you were about to say we look the same age.
Yeah, but what about with the mustache like that? How
Yeah.
would Brian look with a mustache like
I
that?
think
Yeah.
you should give it a whirl.
Yeah. We
I
should
tried
try
during
it.
COVID.
Have you ever had facial hair?
I did that one.
You had a little bit
Yeah.
of them, but you didn't really commit to it.
No, we learned pretty quickly.
Now you got to do it for a while. I
Yeah.
challenge you to it.
I don't know.
I'd like to see it.
Nate told me pretty quick. You need
Yeah.
to get rid of that.
Oh, okay.
I think we should work on the part on the top of your head first. And
Work on-
maybe do keeps. Do
Yeah.
keeps on your face.
yeah.
It just, he died, right?
Yeah, just recently.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you're born today, then you'll cross this line at 2073. All right. There we go.
That's fun.
That's fun. Were you somewhere, Dusty? Or?
Yeah, I went to Pittsburgh. I did the
Oh.
Pittsburgh Improv. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
We had
It's
a
a great
good
club.
time. Yeah, I wasn't on the beach, but there was a little water.
Yeah, a
nearby.
little water down there. I
Yeah.
saw,
It was awesome, though. A lot of Nateland people. It's
Yeah.
really great.
that's great.
Yeah.
These shows are becoming like little Nateland conventions for
Mhm.
people.
That's
it's
awesome.
fun because
Yeah.
you see them meeting each other too,
Yeah.
which is fun to see.
Yeah. You watch them. Yeah. Everybody that goes to Aaron's show, just know Aaron. Just look around. Aaron's going to he's somewhere. His eyes are,
The bushes.
His eyes are through a window. He's behind a car in the parking lot, just seeing him. Just going, hey, Bear. Just yell, hey, Bear, and Aaron will come out in that shirt. Hey, Bear.
I was in Toledo 2 weeks ago, and people brought me like candy and all kind of Nateland stuff. They brought me a shirt to bring to
That's
you,
awesome.
and I didn't bring it, but they gave me.
Well,
Yeah.
way to go.
I've
Dusty.
been wearing it, and
Yeah. I'll never see that shirt.
Trail mix.
All right, let's start with some comments. Candy Part 2 comments. Aaron Crandall. Aaron with an E. Might be a girl. Are there boys with an E?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a guy with an O instead of the I. That's how he spells his name.
Wow.
Aaron.
My brother-in-law, my sister's husband, his name's Adron, and he's the third.
Oh.
And his
Is
grandfather.
he from Middle Earth?
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah. His grandfather was supposed to be named Aaron. They misspelled it on the birth certificate to Adron, and then they just left it, and they've kept naming people Adron.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's It was like but that long ago was just like probably like what y'all want to change it. You're like, where are you even gonna? You can't look it up online to go like, oh, this is how you change it. You're just like, I don't.
There
All
might
right.
not even been an extra ink pen laying
Yeah.
around back then.
Yeah.
It's like, who has
Yeah.
that kind of ink?
Yeah.
They go by Wayne anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Aaron Crandall. When I was in college in the early 2000s, I opened a Snickers bar, and it was a block of wood that had been carved to look like a Snickers. I called the number on the candy wrapper, and they acted like it was the most normal thing in the world. They told me it was a sample bar that they send through the machine to test the wrappers. I didn't know if I should believe them, but I had no other option. They sent me a coupon for a free bar. This was before social media and smartphones, so I don't have any record of it and had no way of shaming them on the internet. Is that true?
You know, I looked up an article that talked about blocks of wood that they put in some Snickers. I don't think it was supposed to have gotten out.
Yeah.
But I think they did do it to test the wrapper for strength.
I can't find any pictures of it.
Yeah. Well, but what I would say is they should give you something more than the coupon for a
Right.
free bar.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they
one
should,
bar.
Yeah, like the idea that I'm with Aaron that with you being like, don't act like this is normal.
Yeah.
And so, like let's act like it's crazy
Right,
that
yeah.
it got out.
Yeah.
2000s. What are you? 59 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
That's what a bar cost.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you send me a free bar.
Yeah.
I'm bitten into wood. Maybe I lost a tooth here.
2000s wasn't that long. I bet they cost more than 59 cents.
Not
You
even
think,
a free
you think
bar.
a Snickers bar called 59 cents in
Maybe
2000?
69.
I think over $1.
79.
I think it had to be over $1 even in 2000.
But even then, $1.
yeah, Snicker bar price
99 cents.
$1.
About
God,
$1.
that's
I'm telling you, it's going up.
it's going up, man. When I was born, it's 42 cents.
59 is what I used to get.
They gave them
back
away
in
when
the
Bates
day.
was kid.
It's a buffalo nickel.
It
Yeah.
was. It was wood. Back then.
1930s,
It was wood.
It was 5 cents. Half chocolate, half wood. They go, eat the front part, don't eat the back half. 5 cents. Can you imagine? I mean, what does it cost to make it if they're selling it for 5 cents?
Yeah, it's just everything's free.
Everything was free? I mean, you got to think. I would think it cost 5 cents to
What
make
can the
it.
margins be if it's sold for 5 cents? It must be fractions
weren't
of a
trying to-
penny.
Yeah, it had to be.
People were fine making. I feel like people were just fine making. You could be like, yeah, you own it. You're a millionaire, and that's enough.
Yeah, you didn't have to be globally competitive
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
1930.
Right.
Yeah. No one knew about them. Christina Marshall. In the 2000s, there was a competition with M&Ms that if you got a bag with only green M&Ms, you won $1 million. At the time, I was living overseas with my family. My aunt and uncle came to visit and assumed we couldn't get M&Ms, so they bought us some. Not knowing anything about the competition, my sister and mom made a bag and were baffled that all the M&Ms were green. They casually mentioned it later, and my uncle started to majorly freak out. But we had thrown the bag out, and the trash was already burned. My sister ate
Wow.
$1 million worth of candy. That's insane.
I love that you dropped that burning the trash comment.
Well, they were overseas. That's what makes it even worse. Like, we were living overseas. Like, you're like, at least if you were living in America, like, we're not burning her. They were so overseas. They're in a place that we had to burn our trash.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I hope that bag was good. They could move back to America. They're still where you at now. They're like, we're still overseas. we couldn't afford. We could never afford to get back.
Maybe they were missionaries, and God said, "You're not coming home." So
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I would think that you would at least take a moment, though, even if you didn't know about the competition. You're just like, oh, these are all green, and you just go. I mean, it's like maybe you would take a picture and do something.
I mean, if you're in the moment and you haven't had M&Ms forever,
yeah,
that maybe if you just drink them, if you eat them out
Yeah.
of the bag, I don't even know if you would know.
Yeah, I think I could eat a bag of M&Ms without even seeing what color they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if I take time to observe every M&M. I mean, it's a
He's
free
got
for
best
all.
case one gets caught on that shirt. You're in
those
your
pockets.
you're doing your hoodie and you just
yeah.
dump them.
Oh yeah,
And what do they do that? They go, you didn't notice them in the hoodie? You go,
I just
No.
pull the hoodie up.
but not in my field of view.
yeah, not it. It's like a horse that has the
blinders.
blinders on. Chris Ledden. Cotton candy is still called fairy floss in Australia. Also in Australia, we have fairy bread, which is just buttered bread with sprinkles on it. I bet that's good.
Sounds good.
I bet that sounds good. I like that. Yeah, fairy floss. It's fun. What is that? Oh, that's Pop Tarts.
Well, it's like
But
looks
it's on
like
bread.
Sandwich bread.
Yeah.
But it's essentially, it looks like a Pop-Tart.
It looks
Yeah.
like a Pop-Tart.
It's like
Harper would
cake.
love that.
Maybe
yeah.
cake, yeah. Like
Yeah.
a buttered cake.
Yeah, but that's good. I'd be scared to go off. Yeah, Chris, some fairy bread.
This seems like you don't have a lot of.
And you go, Dad, gummit, Chris Led. The Led
Set
family.
you up.
Led family got me again.
That seems like something my family would do. That's like when they're like in the trailer park going, what kind of dessert do we got? I
Yeah.
don't know. Put some sprinkles on that
Yeah.
bread.
Your family could do it, and they go, it's called fairy bread. It's in Australia, and everybody'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
Like
Culture.
you could actually serve that here.
Yeah.
And just be, if you're trying to be cheap, just serve fairy bread and say this is it's from
It's
Australia.
an Australian delicacy.
I was
yeah.
just,
And then everybody's eating it, trying
Yeah.
to do an Australian
and it's
accent
just,
the whole time.
Yeah, and it's just butter and sprinkles.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no sprinkles, please. Derek Visor. I think we've had Derek. I have spells it the same way my brother spells it. DREK. I have never fact checked anything from the pod, and I probably never will again. But upon Googling, I learned that the inventor of cotton candy actually sold it for 25 cents per box, not $25. Kind of takes the fun out of it, huh, guys?
Yeah, I was way off on that one.
Mhm.
We've talked about how that guy was a millionaire.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. Now, I looked up the article that I found it from. It did say $25, but the article was wrong. I should have known in 1904 they're not selling boxes of cotton candy for $25.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be on you to fact check an article from a publication. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's kind of
Exactly.
crazy to think
That's
that.
kind of why we're at where we're at.
Yeah.
I like that Derek.
Because it's not on.
Derek-
Because we should have to fact check.
It's another theme for our
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Derek's fun was ruined, and he was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and ruin it for everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Way to go,
What's that
Derek.
all about?
Yeah.
I hope you're happy, Derek. But he's admitting, he's like, I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
He's he gets it. He's
Yeah.
like, this, we don't look stuff up.
Yeah.
It takes all the fun out. Caleb Bell. Like Kristen Bell. Kristen. Isn't that his name?
Christian.
Christian Bell.
Yeah.
Caleb Bell sounds like it would be like, he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Y'all talk to him?
No, never.
No, never. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I still have to agree with Nate and Dusty on the lollipop argument. Building a machine to standardize the licks doesn't make sense because there's actually more variables that are hard to control with the machine. For instance, you have to make sure that this licking machine has the right amount of moisture on the tongue all the time. As an engineer, I think it makes far more sense, especially budget-wise, to conduct this experiment many times over to get a good average by using human test subjects. There we go.
Yeah, I feel like Aaron agrees with us too, but he has to stand by college.
Yeah,
He has
that's
to
true.
go with the college.
Why did you go? If you
You know, I started thinking about it. I was starting to agree with Aaron, actually.
That's what I'm talking
with the
about.
college, there's no way.
Because to get a good standard average, seemed like you just want one that's going to do it the same way.
But
every
there's
time.
yeah, but the variables is what he's saying. With humans, it's like you can't. It's like a snowflake being like every snowflake's different. Like every lick
Mhm.
is going to be different. So you can't have a lick that's the same. If you want like a boring answer of just like all right, but if you want the real thing, I think it's going to be a big difference.
And what if the lollipop is doing something to the saliva? Maybe the longer you get into it, the
Mhm.
more it's like affecting you. So it
Yeah.
actually, your licks are less potent or
Mhm.
more potent.
And how not fun is your class that you don't go, we're just not going to lick the lollipops. I guarantee you, community college, we're licking those lollipops. You go to some real big college, y'all got to, you're paying
own
$7 million
licking
a
machines.
day to go there. So they're like, let's build a machine. Community college, they ask you to bring your own lollipops. Got some in my car. Max Parsons. Reese's has the color orange trademarked, and it even says so on their packaging. If you look in a candy aisle now, you notice no other candy bar or company is allowed to use the color orange, making Reese's stand out more. Wow.
That's power.
Yeah. So there's no orange Skittles, or there's no.
I guess the package is red. I don't think there's.
Oh, so the package.
I guess it's just the packaging. I don't know if
Mhm.
because there's orange M&Ms. right?
Butterfinger slips
I don't know.
orange on the inside, but
Do
deep
they?
down, well, it's kind of orange on the inside of the Butterfinger.
like
Is
in
it?
the middle of the can.
Yeah, like once you eat it, like that, whatever
Uh-huh.
the Butterfinger filling is,
Yeah.
whatever weird chemical that is,
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's
orange.
Now Hershey's just announced that there's going to be a candy shortage for Halloween
Ooh.
because some of the ingredients, supply demand, some of the top candies they're not going to have enough this Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to get a little more creative. We're gonna have to buy some of these.
Some of my old school
fairy bread.
Yeah.
some fairy bread.
Hand out fairy bread.
It's Australian.
It's Australian.
Hey, mate.
Hey, mate.
That's your Australian accent.
That's all I got.
It's just, you go, hey, mate, you want some fairy bread? Just fights in every neighborhood. And you're like, huge misunderstanding. And the news is like, guys, if you get offered fairy bread, do not take it. This is an Australian delicate. It's an honor to
Delicacy.
Delicacy.
Yeah.
But let's ask Aaron, though, after being attacked by the drone, do you still stand by the machines?
Ooh.
I mean, maybe the licking machine would come out.
Maybe the wind is your answer to the tongue, the human tongue. It's variables. The wind is like, yeah, dude, you can't, your machine is like, couldn't handle just life.
I think you're right, man.
Yeah.
You're starting to make some good points.
Now, some people said they just made
That's
the
fair.
machine to see if they could do it. It was the mechanical part of it more than actually trying to get
Right,
the
it was
answer
an
on a Tootsie Pop.
excuse to build the apparatus to do that. for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We're not actually trying to answer the question. How many licks does it
Then
take to
just
get
say
to
that.
the center of
Yeah,
a Tootsie
Then
Roll
just say
Pop?
that. Then don't. Then you
Well,
didn't-
that kind of stuff's implied. You know what I mean? It's like
That's
Brian and I,
a college answer is anytime you can call them out, they go, well, obviously it's implied.
Right.
That's what college teaches you, how to be, what's the word? Like you undermine. Dishonest.
Does he take it a step further?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're condescending.
Condescending.
I think you
okay.
pay college. The reason you go to college is to learn how to be condescending. Because
now,
then condescending, no one can ever challenge you.
Nate, it would be condescending to explain these things.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We go, well, obviously, we don't think that we're going to have these machines licking Tootsie Roll Pops
Yeah.
all day. It's like, yeah, of course.
But then if I ask you, well, how many licks? You go 52. And you go, but I thought you should just say, I don't know, because we used a machine. You say there shouldn't be an answer.
You're right. Well, lost in all of this is that nobody eats a Tootsie Roll Pop that way. What psychopath just licks? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
but-
put it in your mouth and you move it
But,
around.
but we wouldn't be talking about Tootsie Roll Pops if they didn't come up with that. How many licks does it take? That's the reason you're even talking about. If you just said, I just jam it in my mouth and eat it in one piece, you'd be, what's the commercial? Just like done, like
That is the old commercial. They had the owl come
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and the owl licked it
Mr.
3 times
Owl.
and then
Yeah.
ate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was like a
He
great.
got 3 licks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it. Yeah. He had
Yeah,
no
he did it. The
patience.
point of the commercial was it didn't matter. Everybody's going to eat it the way they want to eat it. And it was like, because he did 3 licks.
Uh-huh.
And then, but then makes it, well, how many licks does it take? And then it's like, let's find out. And then the real people licked it, blue collar folk, like me and
Yeah.
Dusty.
Yeah.
We licked it. People that would wear those shirts unironically like you do. Or wait,
And
use-
if-
yeah.
and if you're poor,
you wear
it's a-
yours ironically.
I'm not wearing it ironically, but I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not fishing
You
right
wear-
now
yeah.
currently.
It's
You wear-
implied.
yeah. Me and Dusty got handed those shirts at our job.
Right. Yeah. And if you're poor, a Tootsie Pop, it's a good way to
I had a
kill
shirt
day.
similar to that. When I read water meters, they gave me a shirt like that, and I would wear it. I had the same outfit.
This is a little like wearing a puka shell necklace. you
If
think?
I
Kinda
wear
the
a
same?
shirt like that, people think I'm at work.
Yeah,
They go, "Hey, can you help me
Yeah.
with my groceries?"
You look
or
like you'd work
whatever.
at a dock.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Dock AutoZone.
You
like
look- you'd
painting the dock.
you'd have a job where you have to tie a rope.
Yeah,
around
Is it
something.
like you? Though you have to go. Would you? Do you have to go to like a Nordstrom not to be asked for help? Like that's
yeah.
the only
I mean,
place.
if
Like,
I tuck in my
you have to
shirt,
go to
people ask
high
for help.
level. You go anything Walmart, Target probably not, but Walmart, any
Yeah, Targets. That's highbrow.
that's high.
If I got a red shirt on and it's
Yeah.
tucked in, they're going, "Hey."
I'd
buddy."
imagine Home Depot. You can't even go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like it's Home Depot's.
He used to
It's-
work there.
Yeah, I know. I'd imagine Home Depot. You can't even Lowe's, Home Depot, AutoZone. You can't even get through the door.
gas stations.
You
Long-
yeah.
yeah, Long John Silver's.
You
Yeah.
walk in
Like that.
AutoZone and they go, "You're late," and then they're like, "But we don't even. You work here. You should know if I work here or not." But you just look so much like you probably work
They're
there.
like the new guys here.
Yeah, not hiring, and you're trying to buy batteries.
Yeah.
And not hiring, and you go, "I'd just like to buy the batteries." They go, all right, that's fine, but we're also not hiring."
Right. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Just so you know.
I did hear the oil change place was hiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They send you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Animal attack comments. Chris Hanger. What will really be great is when you're hiking and yell, "Hey, bear," and a bear goes, "Hello, folks." There we go.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Yeah,
That'd be,
making some real progress.
yeah. I don't know if that's progress, but it is
I don't know.
progress.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that
The bears are talking.
podcast is reaching people.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Bears
what
are
I mean.
watching now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It would be progress.
Not with
If we could get
society.
bears to be talking,
Yeah.
we'd be a lot less bear attacks going, "Hey, I'm not coming to you." And the bear would go, "Okay, I appreciate it." Chandler Starks. Nothing explains you guys better than the fact that you all spent an hour arguing that a human could beat a grizzly bear in a fight. But when Bingo asked if you thought a lion could beat a bear, the answer was a quick no. Then on to the next topic. Don't be ridiculous. Mark Grossman. There is at least Mark Grossman seems like a name used in movies.
Producer.
Yeah. I meant like they would use the name as like
Like a character name.
character name. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to Mark. Did you go to Grossman's office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets thrown out of a
It's
window.
the name of a powerful person in comedy, right?
Is it?
Mark Grossman? Doesn't he own the Helium clubs?
Oh.
Maybe this is him.
Yeah. Maybe it's him. Mark Grossman. There is at least one confirmed case of a human killing a bear with his bare hands.
Take that, Brian.
C. Dale Peterson.
Of course, a guy with Dale in his name.
Yeah. What's that C stand for? He'd be like, stands for C. No, it doesn't even stand. He goes, is it C stand for Chris? He goes, no, it's just C. C. Dale Peterson fought off a grizzly bear by shoving his arm down its throat and biting his jugular. When the bear passed out, he used a fallen log to finish the job. Apparently, this was witnessed by nearby campers. At least one of them was a child who suffered from PTSD after watching this go down.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Is the
See?
child the bear? Is it a cub? That was like, I never made it.
Well-
Because it was just hard for me to ever be a bear.
How much
That sounds like a good lesson. If you're
Yeah.
getting attacked and the bear's eating you up, might as well just stick your arm right in there.
Yeah.
Might as well go in.
It's like
Yeah.
noodling
Yeah.
with a bear.
Yeah.
They've got this bear taxidermied and displayed somewhere.
Oh, really? That's
somewhere
the bear
in
that,
Wyoming. Yeah.
Wow.
Rocky Mountain grizzly bear.
Jackson Hole.
Just
yeah.
one.
Continually shamed the bear.
Yeah.
Well, right.
The
Yeah.
one bear killed. Yeah.
He
It's
bit.
a message
I
to
don't
all the other
understand.
bears.
Yeah.
He shoved his arm to his throat and biting his jugular.
The man bit the bear.
How do you bite his
You
jugular?
bite it into his neck.
And then, that made it bleed out?
Yeah.
Yes.
God, what
or he
kind of-
passed out.
I'd love to see the picture. They should have C. Dale Peterson
yeah.
taxidermy
Stuffed
next
up
to him.
there.
I mean, I'd love to see the size of that guy.
When did
You
this
know.
happen? Does it say? Like,
I'll
is he
look
still
it up.
alive?
No,
C.
I
Dale
don't think
Peterson?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's
Okay,
Jeremiah
okay,
Johnson
too.
out here.
Maybe that sign has it.
No,
They don't even have the date.
doesn't have the date. It's like, yeah, it's not
Jugular
important.
vein and jaw. Oh, right. A fight to that ensued in the bear's throat. Actually used his own teeth and jaws to pinch off the bear's jugular
vein.
vein when the bear passed out from lack of blood. So he knew where his jugular vein was. That's good. So maybe probably a doctor.
This guy was born in 1914, so it's fairly recent that this happened. C. Dale Peterson.
Yeah.
This is 20th century. I thought this was Revolutionary War times.
He was probably right on the cusp of when people still had to fight bears regularly.
Yeah. yeah.
Like it
Uh-huh.
was, a few years later, you'd be like, what are you doing fighting a bear? But he was at the point where you're like, people would hear the story. And
Probably
be
wasn't
like,
his first one.
No, that's why he knew where the jugular was.
He's like, if ever this happens again, I'm going to be ready.
Well, now if he did, he'd get canceled.
Yeah. They go, what are you, come on, man. Why'd you shove your throat down there? Rebecca K. Clemenston. David in the Bible killed both a bear and a lion with his bare hands.
Yeah, I got a lot of people calling me out on that because I said you couldn't kill a bear. But yeah, if God's on your side, then
with
I
his
think you
bare
could.
hands, I mean, it's been a long time since I read that, but with his bare hands or with the sling?
It appears with his bare hands. Said
Wow.
he said he grabbed it by the mane, I think. And but I
Maybe
mean,
he was a bit of a giant.
Yeah.
Maybe David was. No, I guess not.
No.
he killed a
but he-
giant.
I thought he was the
Yeah.
opposite.
But he was a kid
Yeah.
though. Then maybe
Like
small.
5'2".
Yeah,
Was he 5'2"?
No, I don't know.
I don't
think
That's
know.
where
but-
everybody was like 5 feet back then.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
he was a
don't know.
teenager, but
C. Dale Peterson did it. So
Goliath was 6'5".
Was he?
Allegedly, though. I don't
Allegedly?
think so.
No.
He was about 9 feet tall. I think.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
I mean, he was a giant.
he was
Goliath.
Giant compared
Andre
to a
the
bunch of
Giant.
5 feet tall people. Yeah,
Andre the Giant might have been. It may be the Andre the Giant size,
maybe.
and then you know,
Well, it
I'm
says
thinking
how
he
tall
was
he was.
9 feet tall.
it does say.
It was like he was however many cubits tall, and I think
Okay.
it translates to like 9 feet something.
Oh wow. Abby Masters. I grew up in Kenya. We have so many dumb animal stories, like how we were stuck in traffic for hours because a giraffe couldn't get past an electrical line. And how for a while, every time we walked out of our house, monkeys would throw avocados at us. Or how my high school went on lockdown for a few hours one day because there was an aggressive baboon on campus. It was all crazy at the moment, but now I have some good icebreakers. Those are some great icebreakers.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy. That is very funny to be.
Like,
Why
know
are
how-
you late? I mean, you could make up anything in
Mhm.
Kenya to be a daggum giraffe. Couldn't figure out how to get by electrical wires. He got caught in the middle there on both sides.
yeah.
And they go,
Don't move.
yeah, and then you go, and I mean, no one can say anything to you.
Uh-huh.
There's a story now in the news. I think it's monkeys that are like snatching kids
Oh, yeah.
out
I've
of
seen
a
that.
school or something.
These monkeys seem helpful. They're like, hey, look at these avocados we
Yeah.
found.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be. Can you imagine? Are y'all ready? On 3, we're gonna run to the car just every morning. 1,
Oh,
2, 3. I just run to the car, just
Just
bam,
dodging.
bam, 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 just getting drilled by avocados. You got to show up to school. You got it on your shirt. And you're like, what happened? You go, I don't know.
The
I don't wanna
baboons
talk about it.
again.
I mean, it was. I mean, Abby and Kenya. I mean, I would never show up to school on time.
Yeah.
Just come in late and just I don't know. Well, Hippo was in her bathtub.
But the teacher may even be in, the teacher's like, well, that's going to happen. Plan
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
it.
plan
okay?
for it.
Plan for
Traffic.
it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but you say, well, how do you plan for something that could be 1 minute or a day, or we
Yeah.
shoot it and kill it? Like it could be. It's like a fly that can't get out of a window or something. Or a bird that just to keep hitting the. You're like, this could go on for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, a day. One gets stuck in between, man. Jesse Rothacker. Anyone else lose a little respect for Dusty when he said he belongs to an HOA?
Yes.
That was the least redneck, least off the grid, least Dusty Slay thing I've ever heard him say. Now I imagine him mowing his grass with plaid shorts and a golf shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that comment in the Nateland Facebook group, and I had to address it. But it's like I can't help it. I bought a house, and it turns out there was an HOA in there. And
Are you on the board?
I'm not on the board. I
Mm.
went to one meeting. They did not listen to me. I
You did.
spoke up, and they were all kind of like, "All right, we hear you."
I think that helps your redneck status, and is the fact that you talked at this HOA meeting.
Yeah,
I'd love to know what
fact
you
that
proposed.
You threw some ideas out.
What were you proposing?
Well,
Were you proposing seceding from the neighborhood?
well,
From Hermitage.
If you did propose that, that's the most you could do. You go, I would
Well,
like to be out.
one time the HOA was like looking at my neighbor's house, and I was out there filming them, and they go, "Oh, hey, we're just with the HOA," and I go, "What'd you find?" And they were like, "Oh," and I go, "Okay."
All right.
yeah, they shut up real quick. Huh?
Yeah.
I think you got to talk about this. This helps you out. The fact that you're in HOA, but you're filming.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
I mean, I'm anti the
confrontation.
HOA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't support them.
Yeah.
I write them emails sometimes complaining about what they're doing
Yeah.
because they'll come around harassing people. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Just let us live here.
Like
And-
that fence, if you want to raise it.
Well, the fence, the fence is 8 foot, and I support it. I don't mind that, but apparently that's an HOA violation.
Mm.
But I don't report it.
Oh,
I'm
it's
not-
his fence.
It's his fence.
Okay.
Yeah. The
What
HO
is the reasoning for putting a cap on how tall a fence can be?
I don't know. I think they try to have these standards, right?
Mhm.
They're trying to have,
They want when people you pull into the neighborhood, everything kind of looks the same. Looks like it because then when you buy a house, if you went into a neighborhood and this guy's got a 15-foot fence, this guy has no fence, and it's like mixed matched into the extremes of whatever anybody wants to do. This one's wood, this one's not wood. Like this is just a chain link fence. You probably wouldn't buy a house in that neighborhood because you're like,
Yeah.
this seems kind of crazy. I mean, He might.
Yeah.
Dusty might. But like you're going to be very specific to be like, I don't like, you just want some, our neighborhood, everybody has the exact same fence and you have to. And you're like, it looks nice. I think that's what you're selling is like, it's a nice neighborhood.
Apparently, my HOA allows for you to have 2 chickens. So it's not that strict.
Yeah.
I want to advocate for a cow. I'd like us to have a community cow. I think that'd be fair.
Oh, everybody should.
Yeah,
To
we
get a
can
milk
it,
from.
We get some milk, yeah.
Where
We can
would
drink
you
some
put
raw
it?
milk. Just, let it roam around.
In the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already have deer and possums and raccoons. I had a groundhog looking at my back door this morning.
Yeah.
He was
But
looking for me.
a cow, just one cow.
It's
I
a
mean,
little
you're getting on
neighborhood
the
cow.
Kenya level of
Yeah.
y'all going to have
Yeah.
problems with what
I
happened.
mean, I'm very envious of this Kenya situation.
Yeah.
here. I like what they got going on.
Yeah.
Like Key West, there's chickens roaming all over the place. Tampa has them.
Hawaii
Yeah.
chickens were everywhere.
Yeah.
You
I
should
love
be a
it.
little on edge when you leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Of the wild.
Yeah, you should be a little bit like, I don't know what could go on.
Come
out
over
there.
to my neighborhood then.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
Yeah.
like. You got hawks and
Squirrels.
It would
and-
if you go live in the if you live way out there. I mean, there's just you got bear, and that's why you could.
that's not our domain. We need to be reminded of that every now and then, I think.
Yeah, so you would rather live in a place that I get
No,
the idea.
I'm
not
pretty
having
happy with what
HOA.
I got going on right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in theory, these things would all be nice.
How can you have that much land and have an HOA? Like that don't.
Well, this is my regular neighborhood. I got land in a different
Oh,
different
yeah.
spot.
Okay.
And somebody came and dumped some trash on
Yeah.
my land the other day. I had to-
Really?
Yeah, I had to get it out of there.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
You
Yeah.
put a no dumping sign? That always makes
No,
me
I'd
laugh.
like to. In where my dad lives, real country, they had a sign that said "No dumping of rubbish," and I felt like rubbish. I felt like people doing that. It's like, well, that's not what this is. This
Yeah.
is trash.
Yeah, we
The electric e-bike is so awesome. It makes a bike ride so much fun. Finally, there's an e-bike made for everyone. Electric e-bikes. They sent us one. It's the best, dude. I ride around it. We rode around it. This John Augustine was over here today, and he rode around it. It's the most fun. We drive around the neighborhood. It gets going. I want to say they said 28 miles per hour, and it can go up to 45 miles. It's so awesome. It can go 45 miles at up to 28 miles per hour on just a 4 to 6 hour charge. It's way more eco-friendly than a car if you're into that stuff, Dusty. I know you
Yeah.
care about the environment.
Mhm.
And but it makes it like you can go drive everywhere. I'm not really right around the neighborhood. I'm way into this.
Mhm.
It's so fun. I mean, have you ever been to a city, there's electric bikes, and like if you go to New York or one of those cities, they're super fun to have.
Yeah.
And you use it a lot more, especially in neighborhoods. And just you could drive. I mean, if you live not too far from, a Target, go drive down there. The electric e-bikes are very affordable compared to other e-bikes on the market. Electric e-bikes fold up, ship free, come pre-assembled and pre-charged. Where will you buy? Oh God, I read that every time wrong. Where will your e-bike adventures take you? I say it so slow. Where will your e-bike adventures take you? Go to electricebikes.com and get $100 off any e-bike purchase. That is LECTRIC ebikes.com.
Yeah, and I want to clarify, that's the name of the company, Electric. A lot of people have said, stop saying electric e-bikes. The E stands for electric.
Yeah.
The name of the company is Electric.
The name of the company is Electric. Yeah.
It's like when Woody Woodhoffer would call it, we play in the SEC conference.
Oh, yeah.
The C
Oh,
stands
yeah.
for conference.
Yeah.
ATM machine. Do you know that's one too? The M in ATM is machine.
I didn't
I don't
know.
Everybody
ever say
says
ATM.
ATM machine.
I don't think I say machine.
You just say the ATM?
I go, you want to go to the ATM? I just say the ATM.
All right.
We had a guy at one of our live shows at Zany's.
Got me beat, dude.
Yeah,
I
I've been
know.
saying ATM machine.
We had a guy at one of our shows at Zany's said it's not hot water heater, it's just water heater.
That's true.
I say hot water.
I say hot water heater too, though. It is just a water heater. You don't need to heat hot water. Is the
That's
thing.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But I still say it. though.
Speaking of hot,
Yeah.
the hot summer months are here, and we need to be proactive about keeping our body fueled and hydrated. Making hydration a priority can help us feel healthier in our everyday lives. That's why you should try Liquid IV. Liquid IV tastes great with 10 refreshing flavors like Concord grape, lemon lime, pina colada, and my personal favorite, tropical punch, which I'm drinking here today.
Mm.
It's great.
It is great.
It is. We have it all in
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
It's great.
It is great. I feel a little more hydrated each sip. It just feels like I feel like I'm sipping. I go, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice.
It contains 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. For every purchase, they donate a serving to someone in need. To date, Liquid IV has donated over 24 million servings globally. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code NATE at checkout. That's 15% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code NATE at liquidiv.com.
You know what we love? We love Mizzen+Main
Ooh.
dress shirts. Look at this. I got one right
Right.
here. This is a great dress shirt.
It
Let me
is a
tell
good
you.
shirt.
You know,
crazy. It
we're
doesn't
traveling,
wrinkle.
we're on the road, we got to put stuff in suitcases. It is so nice to have a shirt you just throw in, doesn't wrinkle.
Doesn't wrinkle.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
That's the best.
Oh, that's what I need.
Yeah, you can just take
Yeah.
it right out of the suitcase,
Oh,
put it
yeah.
on, you're stage ready. And you know what? It looks like a shirt. Some shirts just look, you're like, I'm going to take it to the dry cleaner. Not Mizzen+Main. You can throw that right in the washing machine. Think of all the time and money you will save. They've gotten famous for these dress shirts and for good reason, but they got a bunch of other stuff too. Flannels, no-tuck shirts, performance polos, chinos, so much more, all in this high-performance fabric with modern tailoring. And they got 30,000 five-star reviews, so it's not just me talking. I'm not just blowing smoke. They make a great product. So, Mizzen+Main, who are celebrating their 10-year anniversary, they've got all kinds of great deals running on their site all summer long. Go to mizzenandmain.com and use promo code NATE. You'll get $35 off any regular price order of $125 or more. That's $35 off when you go to mizzenandmain.com and use our promo code NATE.
All right. Factor makes lunch or dinner on busy days a total breeze. Their fresh, never frozen meals are delivered ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so I can fuel up fast and get on with my day. And they are delicious. I had some of them. I am not a big fan of the microwave, and so I like that you can put these also in the oven, in the tray, and heat it up in like 7 minutes. It was delicious. Also, my wife and my daughter can split one of these, have a nice meal on the go. My wife loves it because she's not like, struggling to cook a meal. She doesn't have to cook meals all day. It's great. And they offer 30 plus meals per week and 33 plus add-ons options like smoothies, juices, snacks. So when things get extra busy, Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Factor equals free time. Each Factor meal arrives pre-prepared by their own team of chefs and ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. You can't beat that. Head to go.factor75.com/Nate130 and use code Nate130 to get $130 off across 6 boxes. That's code Nate130 at go.factor75.com/Nate130 for $130 off.
I got a couple things.
Okay.
Your wife, you don't allow her to use the microwave, so that's tough.
Right.
She really does has to cook because you're.
Yeah, I got a camera on the microwave. And
Yeah,
if I catch
at
her
all
using
times.
it. Yeah. If I catch her using it, the door's locked and she's not.
A lot of people
allowed to
be
leave
like,
the
well, why
house.
do you even have one?
Right. Well, it's
But-
Get rid of
built
it.
in.
It's built. You had no choice.
Built in.
Mhm.
My sister will actually use her microwave as a shelf for other things.
No, yeah.
That was his HOA. He
Yeah.
was arguing,
Yeah.
get all these microwaves out of the neighborhood.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'll use the microwave, but I'm into the idea of using the oven.
yeah.
I mean, I'm like, let's heat it up,
Mhm.
old fashioned style.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you don't like anything that can get done real quick.
Yeah. I feel like if it's too quick, it's like, what are we doing with our,
Yeah.
you
What
know?
happened?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
we heat the meal up real fast so we can go watch TV. And it's like, well, why don't we just spend a little time cooking the meal.
Yeah.
Like if I get to-go food, I don't put it in the microwave. I'll put it in a pan and then reheat it.
Yeah. And the other one, I noticed when you grabbed that shirt, you smelled it first. Do you smell a lot of clothing first?
Well, when he pulled it out, it smelled like I got a whiff of cologne or
Okay.
something. Maybe
Yeah.
it was in his bag, but it just, he's got a good smelling bag.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I felt it. So I thought, was this shirt
Yeah.
got built-in
Nah,
cologne?
that's
Yeah.
high performance
Yeah.
fabric.
I
That's all
will
that
say,
is.
it smelled
It's
good.
moisture
Smelled
wicking
good.
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to get a little whiff, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if Aaron had been wearing it. I want to see what he's got going on.
Yeah. I like it.
Never worn cologne.
No?
No.
I did for a little bit, but I haven't worn it really forever.
In middle school, there was like
Yeah.
an epidemic of Axe body spray. That's when that was coming
yeah.
out. And it's the first
Middle
time that you were like changing for PE and stuff. And I mean, every time I smell Axe or Tag or any of that stuff, I think of my middle school locker room, which is not where you want to go.
I think I
back
put
to.
cologne on. I think maybe in high school I had a little phase of it where you did it, but I mean I just did it.
on the wrists or whatever.
No, you'd always do way too much.
Yeah, oh, of course.
because you didn't know. That's my problem. I'm not just a little bit kind of a person. Like I mean, the amount of shampoo I put in my hand is absurd.
Yeah.
Like it's like I mean, shampoo, conditioner. I mean, you need a drop of shampoo.
Toothpaste, are you that way too?
Oh yeah,
Shaving cream?
Yeah, like you should. Shampoo should last you for like 15 years. Like you just don't need it.
It does for me.
Yeah, but it because you just should put like it says a dime's worth, and I mean I'm putting it's a full $5 worth of like
It's
it's
inflation.
It's
you know?
inflation.
Yeah, you want to really feel it move around though.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to work it. Get it in there.
Do you repeat?
Sometimes I repeat.
do I shampoo and I do shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, but do you repeat?
I'll repeat.
I don't repeat it,
Oh.
but I've
feels
sometimes
good
washed
when
my
you-
hair like a couple times. I can take 1 to 2 showers a day. I mean, I've gotten a little better just now doing one, but I can easily take 1 to 2 showers.
Mhm.
I'll take on the road. I can easily take 2.
Yeah.
Usually,
Sometimes I'll skip a day.
I've done that a little bit. I
Yeah.
skipped a day just because there's a little. I had one. My buddy Julian McCullough said once about deodorant. I forgot to put deodorant on for a show, and I go, dadgummit, I forgot to put deodorant on. And he goes, it's probably not a bad thing, and that has always stuck with me. It was very off, and I thought so. Now it's like if I think like I'm not a gigantic sweater, so if I know I'm not, it's cold outside, or I know I'm not gonna be
Mhm.
doing something where I won't do it because you're like, I think it is not bad to.
What did he mean?
I quit wearing deodorant.
he?
I did. I did
Yeah.
quit wearing. I mean,
It's-
Yeah,
sometimes. I mean, actually, Lucy texted me one time. Your wife at a comedy
yeah.
festival.
Laughing skull.
She
Yeah.
goes, "Can I tell you something?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I think yesterday you were a little musty." Yesterday,
Yeah.
and I just laughed. I was like, "Yeah, probably so. It's hot out."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those are the tough days.
That's
to get
musty
through.
slay, dude.
yeah,
That was nice of her.
Musty sleigh.
It was, but I was like, "Yeah, all right. I'll pick up some deodorant tomorrow." But
Yeah.
Atlanta's hot.
Elena's hot. Yeah. Yeah. He goes, I'm gonna live about 8 days longer than you. So
Yeah.
let's talk about
But
it.
people never liked me in cologne. I had a little cologne phase. People
Yeah.
were never like, "Ooh, you smell good." They were always like, "Who's wearing cologne?"
I think if I smelled the cologne on you, I would think you would then try to sell me that cologne.
Yeah.
And it would be the bottle that you were using.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd be, well, it's not even full.
Right.
And then
Yeah, I'll
you're
cut
like,
you a
yeah,
deal.
well, I'm not making you charge full price. I think so now deodorant like natural, like they have like some natural.
Oh, he
stuff.
meant for your health.
Like they're saying. I think it's like a cancer. Like it supposedly stuff block your pore. I mean, there's a million
It's
reasons.
aluminum.
I
Alzheimer's.
thought that
I
was
think.
the whole point. Yeah, I'm trying to block those pores.
Yeah. There's, who knows, dude. There's everything's got to be organic. I'm not saying any of this is who knows. Laura bought some sunscreen once. That was some weird organic because she'll just bring home stuff that doesn't have chemicals.
Mhm.
And so like it'll just in the middle, just no warning. I'm putting something on and it's like, what's this new kind we're trying that has no whatever. And I remember doing it. I mean, it was like I just put paint on my body. Like I couldn't get it off. My buddy Doug, my friend Doug, he said he got some on the concrete once. They had to spray wash it off. Like you're like, it's some of the stuff that's like this supposed to be this organic.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
You
It's like wearing a shirt.
yeah, it's like
Toms.
too much. So but I think people are coming up with ways that are like, it's like you got to meet in the middle. Shampoo's another big one. And so sometimes I won't wash my hair because I've heard if you wash it too much, I've heard that's
Yeah,
not
I don't
good.
do
But
it
I don't know
every
if
day.
that's true.
Whenever I'm doing a thing, I try to wash it. But it's like if I'm
You
at
got
home
long
for
hair.
a few days, I won't wash it.
But you're like women don't like to wash their hair,
Yeah.
get their hair wet because it's so long.
Yeah.
Are you like that?
No, not really. I
Yeah.
don't mind. But I'll just like rinse it. I won't
Yeah.
use shampoo. Sometimes I'll just get in there and really scrub it.
Yeah.
But not. You wash it every day, it gets all thin and
Yeah.
broke looking.
Is it you only have as much water that's in the bucket, so you can't even
right. Yeah, I mean, you don't get to stand there all day.
Yeah.
When it's, especially when it's right out of the creek. It's cold. Yeah. That's why they call it a hot water heater, because we like to know. Is this going to make it hot?
I said water heater. Go. Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah.
So this week,
This week we're talking about time.
All right.
We did calendars. That was a big hit.
Right.
We're going to delve down a little bit further, go into some time. Do you guys know how many time zones are in the United States?
in the United States,
Yeah.
well, including Hawaii.
Well, are they
Yeah.
part of the United
Now,
States?
do we
Yes.
claim credit for time zones between Hawaii and LA?
Yeah.
Do we own the Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and California?
In America, there's 4, right? Eastern, Central.
in the
I'm sticking with 4.
Yeah,
5.
Eastern, Central, and then I'm blanking on
Mountain time.
Mountain Time, and then Pacific. And then if you go to Hawaii time, Alaska might have a time.
but we also got Puerto Rico. We've got the
Yeah.
Virgin Islands. We got stuff out
I mean,
there.
I
Guam.
would say,
Guam.
yeah, I would say,
We got the moon too.
6 or 7.
China has that.
Yeah, we do have a flag on the moon. That's true.
That's right.
That's
That is
Kurt
right.
Metzger's.
You know what's
The
upset?
moon makes the time.
You know what's upset is that flag is just white by now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Just surrendering.
just the radiation of space. It's lost all color.
I'm
Some
sure
would
they
say it's
changed
not
it.
there
Am
at
I
all.
right?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they changed it, right,
Yeah,
Dusty?
Yeah.
How come every year it's like perfect?
Yeah.
And then how come every year they show a picture like, looks like it's got a tag on it?
Yeah.
You know?
Made in China.
Made in China. I would say 4. I know I was in Hawaii, so that was 5.
Mhm.
What's that time zone called?
I just got off of it. I mean, literally, we landed yesterday. So 5. I'll give you I have no idea.
Oh, island time.
5, 6.
Island time. Yeah. That's right. It's
I'll
real chill.
say. I'll say. I kind of want to say 7, but I'll say 6.
For just the states, yeah, it's 6. County territories, it's like 11.
Okay.
But then if you get into some are on daylight saving time, some aren't.
Yeah.
So then it gets even right now in New York it's 3:45. They're on Eastern.
Yeah.
Here it's 2:45 Central. Denver it's 1:45 Mountain Time. But Arizona doesn't do daylight saving time.
Oh.
So in Phoenix it's 12:45.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I never knew.
I was in Phoenix last weekend, and I did not know that, and I was confused the whole weekend. I didn't know what was going on.
I think I
love-
always thought. You know what's funny? I just always assumed Arizona was in Pacific time, and that's how I just did it as Pacific time. That's how I always handled Arizona, and so
Yeah.
I was always right.
Well, not during daylight saving you wouldn't be.
I love that they just
half the year.
don't
Half the year,
participate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's the most
refused.
American thing of Arizona to be like, no, we're not going to participate.
Yeah, Well, everybody thinks we should get rid of it.
I think so.
Everybody thinks we should keep it.
Okay,
Whatever.
whichever one.
Yeah. So LA, it's also 12:45 because they're on Pacific time. Alaska, Anchorage is Alaskan time. That's a different time zone. It's 11:45 there. But then there's the Hawaii Aleutian time, which is part of Aleutian Islands in Alaska and Hawaii. So it's 10:45 there. But then the main island of Hawaii does not do daylight saving time. So it's 9:45 there. So that's 8 different
Yeah.
time zones.
It's the Big Island.
Yeah.
I said main island this weekend, and someone was like, "It's called the Big Island."
Well, I meant all the
Didn't you ever heard the main island?
I mean, it would turn around. I
Yeah.
feel like they know what you're talking
It
about.
would turn around.
Yeah.
I go the main island. They go, which one?
The big one.
Oh,
the
because
big
they
one.
got their own thing where they're like, well, we're not the biggest, but we're the main.
That's the joke I made.
Yeah.
But then if I would have, but the joke doesn't really work when you say the Big Island.
Oh.
It only works when you say the main. I just woke up from this time change. We left at 7 or 8 p.m. Saturday night in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
which so it had to be, I think, 1 in the morning or
Mhm.
something. And then we stopped in Dallas, and then we got home at 11 a.m. Nashville time.
Mm.
And so then yesterday I got home. I kind of fell asleep at like 1 o'clock for a little bit. And then I was like, I can't sleep. I don't want to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to bed. Harper went to bed. She fell asleep so fast. It's funny when you have kids, you're always like, if they fall asleep fast, the parents usually talk. They're like, she was asleep. Harper fell asleep before I even, because we were all in the bed, and then I was gonna go take a shower, and I watched her close her eyes, and then I was like staring at her. What was that? Big
don't
loud
know.
noise.
I think that was Harper.
Yeah, she's fine. She fell asleep. But but when a kid falls asleep super fast, like you're always like very happy, and she was just closed her eyes out, and we all woke up at like 11 today, and I fell asleep probably midnight, close to midnight, and I woke up at 11:30, and it was like you're just whacked out, like you were just so out because you kind of with the travel. I slept. Maybe you got a couple, 2-3 hours of sleep on that flight, if any. Most people didn't get any.
Plain sleep is never good sleep for me, at least.
Yeah.
Was your whole family on the same flight? All 17?
Yeah.
Everybody came back at the same time?
We sat in different spots, but
You waved on them back there? You're like, I guess they got off.
yeah. That sleeping was, I got 2 to 3 hours of sleep on that. I think all of them got 0. But I slept great.
Yeah.
The plane I was on, I don't. When you travel a lot, that was the one. It's like when you travel a lot, it's hard. Me and everybody would make me and my dad walk ahead of us because we traveled the most out of all of us. So when you're with people that travel a lot and people that don't, like we talked about this on here. When we were we had a bunch of cows with us, and but they make you, Laura and my mom, they're like, y'all go, leave us alone. We'll get through.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to be.
It's good that you have that instead of,
Yeah.
At least she has the decency to do that.
Well, they don't want any part of us.
Okay.
Because it just, traveling with your family, it's just, because people don't fly like all the time. So it's like they don't have an urgency, or I think like I got to be where I'm at when I'm supposed to be there and get out of everybody's way. And then, and not that, and they don't bother anybody, but they're not in anybody's way. No one, I don't think, notices.
It is hard. I took my nephew with me. We had a connecting flight, and I was like, all right, I was prepping him. I'm like, we got a tight connection here. We got to run. And he's like, dooba-doop. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to make you move faster, but we got to move.
Yeah.
He's like, well, and I don't know. I can't.
And he lives there now.
Yeah. At the airport.
He didn't make it.
Yeah.
There are 24 time zones in the world. One for evenly split up for the 24 hours in the day. But
that's good. That's fair.
Yep. Everybody gets their own.
Yeah.
But some countries just don't honor. This was a committee that came up with this, and some countries are like,
what committee? It's like the NCAA.
Yeah, it's it was the International Meridian Conference.
Yeah.
Met in,
it's like an HOA for the world.
Yeah. They met in Washington, D.C. in 1884 and came up with time zones for the whole world.
It's probably tough to be like, let's meet. How do they even know? Like, you're like, let's go meet in Washington, D.C. You're like, how am I going to get there, dude? When's the meeting?
Yeah, how do you coordinate something like this?
Well, we talked about that with the Olympics. You got to start sending out those mailers really quick.
You got to really be on the ball, huh?
So did every country come? Or just a representative from that particular time zone?
Just the countries that they wanted to invite.
Yeah.
China doesn't honor this. China has one time zone for the whole country.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
what's their time zone? Just China time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might just be, this international committee splits up into
changes
5 time zones. But China's like, we're going to do our own thing.
It goes off when, that would be funny to have a time zone. You're like, whoever's your president, whenever they wake up is like, they start the day. And you wake up late. You're like, what time is it? You're like, don't worry. He's still asleep. So you got all the time in the world.
You're good.
You're good.
good.
But China's huge. I mean, it's as big.
They
as,
should have 5 time
it's
zones.
as big as the U.S., right?
Yeah. So in some parts of China,
As wide. I mean, yeah.
the sun doesn't come up until 10 a.m. because they're all in the same
I like
time
that.
zone. Sleep in.
Yeah.
Is
Or
it-
you wake up, you're like, I've been up
It's
for
longer?
hours.
It's longer than the.
What do you
You
mean?
said as wide.
Yeah, I'm saying it should cover. It should have the
Oh.
same amount of time zones as the United States does.
Is it longer than the U.S.?
I don't know how it compares.
Okay.
Do you know, Aaron, where the first time zone starts?
China's about 2.2% larger than the United States.
Very similar.
I do love
Yeah.
how proficient your Googling is. I just watched it
He does good.
Yeah, it's like,
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
that's good.
I appreciate
college.
that, dude.
Yeah.
College helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get answers a little bit faster than people that didn't spend the money.
I'm like, what's the size of China versus the size of the United
Oh, yeah.
States? Yeah.
I don't ever know what to ask. They did, which I have a joke about that now. Just
So nobody claim it.
Yes, nobody. I have a joke about that. I don't have time. I've had it longer than this conversation. I don't want anybody to think this is
Okay.
where it came.
Okay.
But it's like you don't believe me. Is that okay?
I believe you.
All right.
What'd
If
you
you say
say?
so.
Was
He
that
did-
okay to me or?
He didn't believe you when you said I cared about the environment. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
Do you know where it starts? The first time zone? Like, where's the mark?
New Zealand,
No.
right?
Well, that's the furthest. No, I mean, we're right either. That's the furthest from us. Greenwich, England, is where the first time zone starts.
That's the GTM.
That's right. That's even on our phones. That's what
Greenwich Time
Oh.
Machine.
close. I think it's GMT. Greenwich
Okay. Machine time.
Meridian time.
Greenwich Machine Time. Sorry.
So
Go ahead.
if you go, I guess west, it goes down an hour every time zone. And if you go
Okay.
east, it goes up a time zone.
It's easy. It's
Okay.
like the streets of New York.
It's like middle C on a piano.
We had
So what's happening at the North Pole? What's their whole
no time.
No time.
Santa Claus up there.
What's where it all kind of comes together.
So if you're standing on the very tip, you could just kind of
You could be in all of them,
yeah.
or the South Pole, I guess,
Yeah.
down in
So you got to
Antarctica.
Yeah. So you're going to work. It's got to be
At
you're
the
like,
north-
It's really tough.
It's tough. You're like, I woke up at 8:45 a.m. I got to work at 7:30 a.m. And they're like, well, how's that? And you're like, that's another.
At the North Pole, all 24 time zones collide at a single point, rendering them meaningless. It is simultaneously all of Earth's time zones and none of them. Time has no meaning at the North Pole.
That's where I want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be difficult though to meet people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd have to still like you still want to go, but what time are we going to use? And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, we're doing Central.
What
But
time do you want to
it's-
meet and how far south are you?
Yeah.
That'll determine whether time starts to have meaning or
Yeah.
not.
Has anybody been to the top of the North Pole?
Oh, yeah.
Is it-
People have been up there.
like right in that. Like, is there somewhere where you go stand? You go, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dot.
I think people have traversed it on foot.
And that's where the compass goes wild up
they
there.
walked it.
They traversed it.
They walked it. Is that what you
Uh-huh.
mean?
Yeah.
Why would you say traverse? Is that what you
It
say?
was implied.
Do you say that when y'all park?
A walk
far?
makes
Oh,
it sound a little
Well,
more
like-
casual than it
Yeah.
probably was. I mean, this is probably
Like-
an undertaking.
I'd imagine. So for you, like you go to the mall, and it's just your nightmare. You have to park pretty far away. So do you get? You and Lucy get an argument, and you go, "I'm not traversing this far."
Yeah.
I mean, are you out of your mind to go to Sephora? You think I'm gonna traverse all the way here? I go, how about you drop me off,
Yeah.
and then you traverse it,
Right.
and then you got that shirt on.
We're going to cut this expedition in half
Yeah,
right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not traversing all the way down. Yeah.
Traverse City, too. Michigan. Where do you think that name comes from?
Walking,
A lot of walking.
a lot of walking.
We did a show in Traverse City
We
together.
did, yeah.
So that's where you can walk on the North Pole.
One of the
Mhm.
worst shows on
It's
our
only
tour.
possible during June and July.
Isn't that convenient, Dusty?
Yeah.
Well, that's I'd imagine
When it's not-
Santa's off. That's just
Yeah, that's when he's on vacation.
yeah. That's when he's about to be. He's just straight up Those are his 2 months.
Yeah, Eric Larson and Ryan Waters made an expedition to the North Pole, trudging through snow, ice, and water. They're the last humans to ever walk to the North Pole. It's been done.
Oh wow.
How long ago was that?
2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to try it. I bet it's not. I mean, you just get there and you're like, it's the idea that you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, these cookies, can you, when they,
I'm accepting
yeah.
them all, dude.
You're accepting all cookies on the, because I don't know if I know what that means. It means they track you. I know you're not getting cookies.
Yeah.
They
it's
make
the
it sound, they make
least
it sound.
attractive cookie.
So if you're listening, he just clicked on a website, like every website that says you got to accept all cookies. But that one said you could reject them. So when they
I
reject
could have
them,
rejected them.
I
yeah.
reject if they let me reject.
I thought I was on an incognito window and these would all go away anyway, but I guess I'm not.
But sometimes there's like an X, but some of them you can't. There's no like you can't reject it. There's no. It's either accept or it's like go to settings and go to
Well, some cookies are useful.
What are the cookies?
Yeah, what are they?
So if you let's say you go to a website that you've been to before and like information's already typed in,
Yeah,
or you go to Facebook and you're already logged in,
Yeah.
that's all from a cookie.
yeah.
It's just any information that's saved.
Like a
about
bookmark.
No,
Why cookie though?
yeah, like a snick, it's like a wooden Snickers.
it. bookmark.
Why? I mean, it's marks your place for you.
No, it just,
Oh, you mean like a physical bookmark?
Yeah.
no, it keeps all
I
your
thought you meant like a
information.
browser bookmark. You're even farther away than I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah, it's anything to save your information.
Yeah. So like the ones where you're like you go to fill in your name and it says your whole name, address, and it's already done. But some places don't do that. So should I be accepting them or does it matter?
Well, sometimes it's just just
How do you
occasionally
know?
just clear all your.
I always
cookies.
just accept it.
Oh, you can accept them, then I can go clear them.
Oh yeah, you can clear your browsing
Oh.
history, clear all cookies, clear
Yeah.
your cache, just start over.
Yeah.
Tabula rasa, just
You-
wipe it clean.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't know about the cache. Cache with an E.
With a CHE, right?
Is
I
that-
would have been
Tabula
looking at my
rasa.
computer for the tabula rosa if you hadn't.
Tabula rasa. I think.
Oh, rasa.
No, that's a blank slate,
Oh.
Like a kill
Um,
switch.
like a kill switch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but just go every now and then, just wipe it clean. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people never restart their computer.
Yeah.
And their computer will just be on for years. And they're
Yeah.
like, it's running a little sluggish. It's like, yeah, maybe let it sleep
yeah.
for a bit. Start it over.
That
You'd be
is
amazed.
Supposed to be great.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a robot. It's supposed to be this magical thing. You need some time to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. But there's all this temporary stuff, all these temporary files on her computer. And
They
when you
can't handle
restart
it.
it just builds up. It builds
Yeah.
up. It's a lot, man.
Well, that's how we would beat the robots then. Because if they're
Mhm.
going to be like,
Never let them sleep.
Yeah, just
yeah,
keep
never let
moving.
them sleep,
Mhm.
and they're going to be like, man, too bogged down.
Barry
Yeah.
Sanders will just shake him and bake him.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Watch some videos on Barry Sanders. Speaking of that, turns out he just runs around a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's not really the run through kind of guy.
No,
I
no.
still believe he could tackle a bear, but
Yeah, but that you'd rather it be him out of all the. You don't want to be Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry's goes right at the bear, and I think it's going to be hard for Derrick. Derrick Henry's going to hit the bear, and the bear's going to go. Ooh, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot.
I do think Derrick Henry could take one down.
Mhm.
Well, see, we're talking about two different things. This is why I said Barry Sanders is that he's evasive
Yes.
and he could juke
Yeah,
and run around and do a
Well,
spin
Well, I just
move
knew
and-
Barry Sanders was great, but I watched some videos and I was like, you know what? He is running around everyone. He's
Yeah,
not really running through them.
yeah. But that would be that you'd want that skill. I think more.
I think so.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Right.
So the reason time zones were
I
created.
just wanted to clear that up.
yeah. No, I understandable.
Yeah.
The reason time zones were even created is because before then, everybody just had their own time. Whenever the sun was at its highest peak, that was 12 noon. So everyone just kind of had their own town. So from here to Lebanon would be two different times.
Yeah,
But then once trains started becoming a thing and you had train schedules, then everybody started missing their train time because 12:17 is going to mean something different. So they're like, we got to come up with something standard.
So what year was this?
This was late 1800s.
Can you imagine just, I mean, how do you even, like, that's when they started doing this stuff. It's pretty crazy. Like, when do they go, you know what, we need to nail this time stuff down. Maybe it was easier. Well, I don't know. Cause you're inventing it. I was like, easier to be in government then. Cause you're just coming up with like, you know what, dude, we need stop signs.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are
You
just
don't even
running
think about it.
Yeah, and then like there's like Woodrow Wilson's like he did stop signs. You're like, that's awesome, man. And he goes, yeah, I was like a guy that just did.
Easier to get applauded for things.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
wow, that has helped. That's really stopped a lot
Yeah.
of head-on collisions here in town.
There were 300 time zones at one time in America. And then the railroad came in and they created 100 time zones, but that still obviously was way too many. So they finally put together this committee to make 4. So
Time committee.
Time committee, basically.
But the states could say no.
I don't know. You can say yay or nay on daylight saving time.
You think they have to say? Do they have to say yay or nay? Can they say no?
I like the state that's like, no, it's 4 o'clock here. I don't
Yeah.
care what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually say aye in parliamentary procedure. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Oh,
Aye. And
Aye.
all those opposed signify by saying nay.
nay. What if you said no though?
I mean, I think they'd understand
Yeah.
what you mean.
They turn around.
I don't know if the word is.
When they say like it got 5 yays and 20 no's, and there's like about 3. No, it got 20 nays. It got 3 no's.
Yeah, I got a couple nods.
And 5, I don't think so. And you go, okay, all right. So you still got to fight it out. You go,
I like that it's a yay. Like
Yeah.
they're in Congress, they're going, yay.
yay, yay.
Sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
People's lives are ruined.
Yay.
Do you know why we have daylight saving time?
No, I don't think anyone knows. I
No,
can't wait for
farmers.
the answer.
It's something to do with farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a common misconception, but that is not true.
Some say it's for the bus stop.
That is somewhat true.
Whoa. Look at you.
It's the kind of stuff he would know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, they started it, and then they were complaining because kids were now waiting in the dark for the school bus.
Oh, really?
So they repealed it after a year. This is in the 1970s.
They didn't care about us when we were waiting at the
Yeah.
bus stop at the abandoned gas
This is
station.
back in my
slash
time.
sometimes a church.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for a while they stopped it because kids were waiting in the dark.
It's hard for the horse to see you.
Yeah.
And if
The real reason is it was during the World War I and World War II to conserve energy. They thought if the days were longer, they'd be using less electricity and they needed to conserve energy because they were fighting a war. So it's kind of a boring reason.
But they make the day shorter in the wintertime when it feels like you really need heat.
yeah.
true.
I mean, it first started.
I guess you were using a wood burning stove back then, and that wasn't. Maybe just go to sleep.
The first person proposed it was a guy in New Zealand who was an entomologist, and he needed more time after work.
He was a
to-
what?
Entomologist? Is that correct?
I've never heard that. Entomologist? A timologist?
Entomologist. He looked at bugs and insects.
Oh, the branch of zoology concerned with the study of insects.
Mhm.
Never heard of it.
He wanted more time after work to look at insects,
Wow.
so he proposed it.
What a
Yeah. And so we gave it to him.
He's the first person who threw it out, but then they thought he was crazy. But then an Englishman named William Willett was a big golfer, and he didn't like his round getting cut so short, so he proposed a 2-hour jump so he could play more golf.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. That you're on board with.
I love that the insect, they're like, what do you want to do? Look at insects.
Longer.
Nah. What do you want to do? Play golf? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
get
makes
it.
sense. But like, would they ever get rid of it? Are they?
I think there's a lot of push to, like right now, we're in daylight, and just to keep it and not go back to standard time
Yeah.
where it gets darker.
Yeah.
Now,
I
some people
support
are
that.
against it because they say God ordained a certain time to be a certain way. We shouldn't be messing with God's timing and stuff like that.
But you wouldn't be if you.
If you
Is that
kept it
really an
opposite-
argument
kept
that's
it.
used?
I've heard that, yeah.
Interesting.
read
But,
that.
but you wouldn't be if you kept it just one. I would say if you switch it, that's when you're messing with it.
Yeah, but it would still, the real high noon, sun's the highest, would be standard time, not daylight saving time.
Yeah.
So they say whenever the sun's highest in the sky at noon, that should be when we should keep it. But
Yeah, but I would say you got a wiggle room of an hour because you
Yeah, I
know it's
think
like
so.
when do you no one know when are you like it's there. Like if you go at noon and look out, you're not like,
And when they first started daylight saving time, every city just did it when they wanted. So it was still just a mess because everybody just did their own thing. And then finally Congress said it starts the last Sunday in April and then changes back to the last Sunday in October.
Do you think someone was jailed for not keeping the time right? Like some mayor was like, we're not going to do it, and they arrested him.
I'm sure the city loved him if he did.
Yeah.
I don't mind daylight saving times that much. It's kind of a fun thing when I hear I forget about it, and then it's just a fun little thing.
Well, the only thing good about the fall back is you get that extra hour of sleep.
Right.
That was always great.
Yep.
But I mean, getting dark at 4:00 is brutal.
They say it affects your health when it switches to daylight saving. There's more heart attacks. There's just a lot of health reasons.
Yeah.
You saying when it gets darker sooner, people have more heart attacks?
No, I think it's the opposite.
Okay.
It's later. You stay up later. You don't get as much sleep. It impacts your health.
When it used to fall back, and we would be in the bars, and it would fall back an hour, and we would go, all right, extra hour. We all got an extra hour to drink. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that, but there was always that one guy who didn't know about it and showed up at church right when we were getting out.
Oh, yeah.
One time it was our own preacher.
Oh, really?
It's just two different worlds.
Two different worlds.
But hey, we're both Christians. You got to go your own route.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about, I'm sure you haven't, why it's 60 seconds, 60 minutes? Why is that instead of just...
No.
I know what a second comes from. I don't know why we've divided it down that way, though.
Because, I mean, most things are like in tens. You would think it'd be like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from the Babylonians. They did it. It's a study called sexagesimal. It's the counting in 60s. 60 is one of the best numbers for division. You don't get into a fraction until you get to the number 7. 60 divided by 1, 60 divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's all evenly divided. So they said it's just a good number if you're saying, 60 minutes divided halves 30 and 15. So they just went with that because it's a good fraction number.
Oh,
that's interesting. 10s are pretty good too, but I guess 60 works well.
Yeah, but you get 10 divided by 3, you got some problems.
3 1/3.
Well, now you get into
3
fractions.
1/3, 33, and
yeah.
Could go on and on.
Yeah.
A lot of threes.
Yeah. I think he shut down your argument pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fair. I mean, I have no complaints about the current system. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now there's less than a second.
And then
I
it'll
don't care
never
for
be
11:45, but all right.
it'll never be time 666 this way too, which I'm a fan of. If it were time 666 in the day, I would not
If
care.
twice
for
a day it were 666.
Yeah, I wouldn't care for it.
I wouldn't like it either.
It'd be a lot. Well, 3:33, you know what's happening.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty has gotten in, speaking of bars, many fights in bars, he's told me, over Christianity.
That's true.
He shoved someone in the face because they were
That is
denouncing
true.
Christianity. So
We got into a fight, and I pushed he got real close to me, and I pushed his face, and he's like, "That's real Christian-like," and I pushed him again. And then I got kicked out.
Yeah.
So there's less than a second. There's millisecond, which is 1,000th of a second. Microsecond, 1 millionth of a second. Keeps on going, nanosecond, 1 billionth. The smallest measurable time is Planck time. It was named after Max Planck, and it's if you'd blinked once, that's 550,000 trillion Planck times.
Oh.
It's the smallest amount of measurement that they can do.
So your blink is the quickest thing on Earth?
No, one blink would be that huge number that I just said. That's how many of those would have happened while.
Oh, so the blink is the slowest, one of the slower moves.
In some respect, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that time you can't even observe.
No.
So we just gave it to a guy.
He can even prove it, right? Like you can't see it, so like, oh, that's Planck time.
Was it?
Is a blink the fastest thing on Earth?
A blink's pretty fast.
It is pretty fast.
Faster than light.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I see light. I don't always see my blinks.
Yeah.
So,
A blink comes quick, but a camera can catch it quite often.
Yeah.
yeah.
a
I mean,
weird
look
thing
how much
about a
light. We got too much light in here. We had so much light that we try to get rid of it in daylight savings time. But no one's touching blinks.
That's fair.
So we gave this guy his own time because he just was like, I bet I
Planck
can.
was- yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just invented it.
Yeah. He's just like,
Okay.
you can't go any further than this. And like, all right, we'll call it plank time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Good for him.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I missed a lot of the plank time thing. I don't know what happened. I was thinking about pushing that guy's face, and and then you brought that up, and then went right into plank time, and I really missed a lot of it. I feel like I'm caught up, but
it doesn't matter.
yeah. It's just a really, really short amount of time.
okay.
So
It's about a blink's worth.
Yeah, yeah,
You're missing with a blink of an eye.
yeah,
I mean, why is that saying?
yeah. In the blink of an
The
eye.
blink
Yeah,
of an
blink
eye.
now
And
there's
then the Bible talks about removing a plank from the eye.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe that's
maybe that's who they're talking about.
yeah,
Max Planck.
yeah, yeah.
Max is our
Yeah.
plank of our eye. He's
Yeah.
he's a thorn in our side.
There's such thing as a leap second. The International Earth Rotation Service is an organization that keeps up with Earth's rotation. And every so often, because the Earth's slowing down rotation,
That's a bogus organization.
Yeah.
we have to add a leap second. But sometimes it messes stuff up because computers have programs and stuff like that. The last time, well, in 2012, LinkedIn and Reddit both crashed because of the leap second they added. And Qantas Airline, 400 flights end up being delayed because their servers crashed because of this leap second they added.
So this is a real
So
problem.
they added it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they messing with it then?
Because this committee,
Yeah.
because the Earth rotation is slowing down because of, we talked about that on the Earth episode, because fat Earth and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's getting tired.
But so why don't we just be like, well, don't add that in? Just like
because eventually
High fructose
time
corn
would
syrup.
time would get
Slowing
off
it
track.
yeah.
Like if you
It's
kept-
only off track of if it because we don't want noon to be at 11 o'clock at night.
yeah, it's kind of like a leap year.
So when's that going to happen if we left it alone?
well, it's 1 second every few years, so it would take a long time before.
Once, yeah, like, well, why don't we just make it like, hey, could everybody just chill out? We're going to do the thing, and so this, like, you pick a day
Mhm.
and you go, nothing will travel this. Why don't they coordinate
It's
it?
tough to coordinate that, man. But this could happen again,
If you
December 31st, 2022. This year, there's another possible day where we'll
Oh,
do a leap
great.
second.
This is when it's all going to go down.
So don't I think. Well, don't travel.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Don't
Yeah.
travel on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
yeah, another leap second could be
Good
coming
luck enforcing
later
that.
this year.
I'll be doing a show in Raleigh, North Carolina when that second gets added. So now the second,
I'll be doing a show in Toronto. I think.
You
Be
run
out
the
of
you run the light.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went over a second. I know you're going to slip that right in.
Now you'll go over and they'll be complaining like, you don't know about the leap second, buddy. I was right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
Mm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you'll gain a second.
Oh,
You
okay,
can
in a
actually
second.
cut it short that night.
Yeah, the club will be like, yeah, actually, we're a second short.
Yeah. Does it always happen at New Year's Eve?
Well,
No, they could have done one this June, but they decided not to.
they looked at the Earth and it was still spinning okay.
Mhm.
Because maybe the best time is to do it at New Year's because
Mhm.
it's the least amount of stuff.
Just slide it in there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're drinking. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
But it's also the only day of the year where people are particularly interested in what time it is.
I know, but
You know,
you're-
it's like it's
we're-
almost the worst day to do it.
But we're on the ground.
No other day do they do a countdown to midnight.
Add it
Yeah.
in the countdown. Like
Add
you're
it
like
in, yeah.
10,
11,
9,
start at 11.
9.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be 10,
Yeah.
9. Yeah,
That's
Everybody
all
like,
it would
"What?"
take, and then we're
Yeah.
back on track.
I agree.
Now,
When
dude,
you put it like that, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just do that.
yeah. So we think of time, past, present, future. Usually you would think of on a piece of paper this direction,
Yeah,
right?
linear.
Linear, because that's the way we read things. But other countries that sometimes go this direction, they think of past, present, future. And there's the Amera people in the Andes Mountains of South America, they consider the future behind us and the past in front of us because the future is unknown. That's behind us. We can't see it. The past, we know what happened. It's in front of us. Kind of the opposite of us. Does that make sense?
No.
So they're walking backwards.
The past.
Well, we would say the past is behind us, right?
Yeah,
the future's ahead of us.
Well, you know what happened in the past. So that word just means different than.
Essentially,
Yeah,
yeah.
it seems like a depressing way to live. Like you're always
Well, they're
looking
just
at the
that
past.
word means it just means different than that.
Yeah.
Like they should just say like it was a very complicated way to go. They don't use the same word we use.
Right.
They
Like
look at it,
they
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go down. Hey guys, turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Whoa.
Fortune teller means a lot
Yeah.
different thing there, right? Can you tell me about the past? Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'd
I
be a
can't
great
just-
fortune
yes,
teller.
Yes.
Fortune teller would be a breeze.
Yeah. What's going to happen in the future? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Oh, it's gonna rain about noon.
Well, some
You're like,
scientists.
golly, that's. And then you're like, that was right. It did rain yesterday.
Yeah.
Some scientists, like Einstein, says time's an illusion. It's not even a real thing.
I agree with that.
The past, present, and future are all just stuff we've created in our head. And it's all just one big thing.
Yeah, it's easy to say when you're gone.
It's easy for a dead man to
Yeah.
say.
He left it in his will. They read that after he died.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the guy who has E equals MC squared, right? And we're all supposed to marvel at it. And I'm like, well,
I didn't know what
does
that
even mean.
means.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, all right.
Who
buddy.
do you marvel at it? E equals MC squared.
I mean, I think it was pretty important.
what is
It
it?
was not really my field, but
Yeah.
I understand it's pretty important. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Energy equals mass.
I didn't know-
C is the speed of light.
Okay, I didn't know what the C stood for.
Times the speed of light.
I'm fairly certain that's what
Squared.
it is.
Yeah.
Right. But who does that mean anything to, though, really?
Physicists, scientists.
Right.
Einstein said,
Yeah.
Handful of people.
Yeah, handful of people. So why do they
Right,
why do they
yeah.
push it on us? I like Austin 316, but I don't go to science buildings and make them and make them wow at it. I don't wear the shirt. I'm not in your science office asking you to do the stone cold stunner, am I? But you make me go all crazy over equals MC squared.
what does it mean, Aaron?
Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Einstein said there's no now because it takes 80 milliseconds for us to process something we see. So by the time we process it, it's already in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So you're
depressing.
only looking in the future.
I think you're already looking in the past, right?
only looking at the past.
Oh, really?
Have we talked about this?
Wait, why?
I mean,
If there's no now,
Because I
For
think by the time we process it, it's already happened.
yeah.
So it was in the past.
So you can see ahead of you. No, you can see by.
I think by the time
No,
you
but there
see
would
it-
be something seeing the now. If I'm looking at you, there's something seeing it. Whether I process it might be, but
Yeah.
I'm walking in the now of my brain.
But it's always like now.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
But your eyes are like. That's why your eyes flash before you, because your eyes see it before you. So that split second. That's why you probably see everything,
Yeah.
because your eyes see the danger.
That's true.
through your
I got
brain.
something here about that.
Oh,
Your
that's interesting.
time slows down when you're in danger because your adrenaline kicks in and you process things
It's
faster.
like Spidey sense.
Yeah. All right. Look
Huh.
at that.
I feel like you guys just reversed
Little Einstein.
little Bizarro. You threw out and you said Spidey sense to process
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he needs it. He needs the help.
Yeah.
He's trying to dress like us today, so
You could never make a fashion risk around comedians.
Oh, no.
You
Oh,
never
yeah.
can.
No.
No, it'd be in New York, the economy store. You'd be very conscious. I mean, I would go to Laura and I'd go, "Does this look dumb?" I'd ask her just to be like, "Is this?" Because you just don't want anything that's going to be like,
Mhm.
"What are you doing?"
I remember the first time I wore jeans to Zanies.
Blew my mind.
I remember Brad Sativa, our friend. Uh-oh. Weber got a swag back. I was like, oh God, dude.
Yeah, you used to wear shorts on stage.
No, I wore khaki pants
Oh,
for like
yeah,
10
yeah,
years. I
yeah.
never wore jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you lost the weight and did it?
I lost enough weight to where I could buy them at a regular store.
Yeah.
And I haven't worn khaki since.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
Wait, because khakis, they figure like you are going to get khakis. Like I don't. So like khakis. You could buy big khakis at a regular store.
Oh yeah, you can just get a free. You know, you can just get
A lot of men
Oh.
in business
also-
putting on a
Yeah.
lot of weight. They got a business credit
Yeah.
card, eating meals.
But they
Just the
figure that-
fit's different too. The fit
Yeah.
you can just get those straight leg khakis that
yeah.
are just. I mean, looking back, not a good look.
I like khakis. We wore khakis.
I like them
a
in
lot.
theory.
Yeah.
Not the kind I was wearing.
Yeah.
It was not flattering.
Yeah. And then, but it's all you had, all you could do.
It's all I
It
got.
was either that
It's
or wear
what I had.
wrap
yeah.
a tarp around you. And then- It just go- He's just gonna go on stage making that tarp sound. Yeah. Hey everybody, doesn't mention it.
So time travel is possible, at least to the future, because the faster you go, the more time slows down. So if you could go speed of light, and you left Earth for 1 hour, and you came back at speed of light, it would be 17 years would be passed.
So your blinks are in
I'm not sure about blinks.
ahead of time.
Yeah.
Your blinks blink because they know something's about to pop in your eye.
You know, like the movie Interstellar.
Yep.
That movie blew my mind. I don't believe it, but it blew my mind, and I thought about it for days and
Yeah.
days and days.
I think
It
I
is
need to- I need to watch it.
fictional movie.
Yeah.
Now that's, but the premise.
Well, I don't believe that it could happen. You know what
I
mean?
get it. I
But-
don't believe in Jurassic Park.
Yes. Right.
But in Interstellar.
Exactly.
In Interstellar, that was a black hole that caused the time to slow down. And Einstein said that too. If you get a large mass with heavy gravity, time slows down.
Yeah.
It can be proven. You can put a clock on the top of Mount Everest and put a clock at the equator, and there'll be different times
Yeah.
because the
Did
one
you set them different? What clock just sets itself?
No, if they were set, if they're placed at the exact same
Yeah.
time, over time,
Set
they're
at
gonna be
midnight.
they're going to be different. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a very small amount.
Yeah.
But because it's the one on the equator is closer to Earth, the mass gravity, it would, I guess, slow down.
Yeah.
So he's saying if you're on a black hole, it would really slow down, like in the movie Interstellar.
So, but then, yeah, I need to watch Interstellar.
It's good.
I'll watch it tonight. I watched U.S. Marshals just recently, last night.
With Tommy Lee Jones and
Mm-hmm.
Wesley Snipes, is that it? Yeah. That's a good movie.
Yeah. It's funny, that movie, he goes to Kentucky, and then they're like, then they go search for him in the swamp.
I thought that was The Fugitive too. Are they in that too?
The
No.
Fugitive too.
No.
Oh.
No, yeah. No,
didn't
there
know
was
they
no
made a-
Fugitive 2.
Oh, he was the same character, just a different name.
Yeah. But U.S. Marshals, he goes, when they go look for Wesley Snipes, I think he goes to, oh, no, wait. Yeah, I think he goes to, I feel like they act like he goes to the swamp, and I
Louisiana?
think he's in Kentucky.
Oh, so it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense to me, but unless I'm messing up, maybe he goes to Louisiana. But I think he just goes to this. I swear, I thought he
It's
goes.
got some swampy areas, though. I mean,
No, but it's not. I mean, dude, they talk like he goes to the swamp, and
Yeah.
I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking this is what LA thinks like the South is.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they just are like, oh, Kentucky's like, well, those-
Roberts flees to New York City after escaping a near-death encounter with law enforcement, in which Gerard and his team cornered him in a swampland in Kentucky.
What swampland? That's what I mean. I lost my mind because this is straight up what they think of the South. That they don't even have the decency to go. What Kentucky land are you going to?
Right.
Where you're like, we're entering some swamps. No one ever said. Yeah, there's lakes, there's snakes. I understand that. There's no swamps in Tennessee. You would have to go to Louisiana's Florida. That's where your swamps are
Yeah.
at. This is what I take it, and no one should. But the people that wrote it, they're like, this is how disconnected they are. That they go, it probably Kentucky. That's probably
Yeah.
the swamps there. And then they got a guy on a boat go, well, snakes will get him in the swamps, and you're like, what swamps are in
Yeah.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
You don't? Does that seem crazy?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I think
Took me
it's
right out of
like
the
a
movie.
caricature of the South in a lot of ways.
Took me out of the movie.
It probably, there's people playing banjos and
I
stuff
didn't.
there. Like,
I was so confused
in their
going.
fan boat.
Yeah, I was so confused. Like I was like, is he not in Kentucky?
Mhm.
What are they talking about? I mean, it was a big deal. The snakes will get him. The swamps,
Yeah.
and they're going through swamps, and it's like, I don't even think they could have shot it in Kentucky.
That's the only scene I remember from that movie. Is that scene
Yeah.
going down that swamp? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same character, right? They just called it a different title. It's
I don't know.
the
It's Tommy Lee Jones, same character.
yeah.
it's
The
a
Fugitive.
spin-off from The Fugitive.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
wow. I didn't know that.
Fugitive's great.
Yeah.
All right, so time travel is possible. Stephen Hawking says, though, people will never travel to the past because he threw a surprise party in 2009 and only invited people from the future, and no one showed up. He didn't announce it till after the party, and but no one showed up. So he says that proves that you're
Either
never gonna
proves that there's no time travel or nobody wanted to go to his party.
Yeah.
no one likes
They're
Stephen
like,
Hawking.
do we want to go to the past to hang out with
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking?
Yeah. Well, it'd be, yeah. That party would be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Is that really worth it? We got stuff
Yeah.
going on right now better than that, really.
Yeah. Did he
There's-
send invitations?
After the fact. I don't know if he's.
How did he do
You
it?
can't send them out, I guess, but I guess he announced it after the fact. Hey guys, I'm having this party that was last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the future, come back. And I've got hors d'oeuvres, I got champagne, and he held it. No one showed up.
So he held the party
hmm
and then sent the when would he have sent the invitations?
After the fact, I don't know if he
Yeah.
actually sent them, but he announced it after the party.
Yeah.
So only people from the future would have known about
This
this.
is what
party.
I would say if nobody showed up to my birthday party. I would go, nah, this is for people in the future.
I'm going to try
so
that.
time
on,
travel's impossible.
I'm going to try that on Facebook. I'm going to announce a show that I did last week.
Yeah.
You're going to just perform for people from the future.
And then, but
Yeah.
you need to meet someone that goes, your show was great last week.
Yeah.
That's how you would tell.
Yeah. Did anybody come up and ever
Yeah.
do that?
Like Stephen Hawking, someone should have came up that party was awesome.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
So time travel is real.
But they would have had to showed up at that party then, and nobody showed up.
Yeah.
After we announced it, anybody, we could have went up to him and said, hey, man, that was a great
A
party.
week later, a guy walks up, your address was wrong. Idiot. And he goes, what? He goes, you know how stupid I looked? Banging on this door.
I brought a pound cake.
Yeah. He
He
goes, yeah.
I'm like, I'm from the future.
Yeah, yeah. And you're just mad because he goes, yeah, 7 p.m. Where were you?
There's a professor at University of Connecticut, astrophysicist professor, who says he's invented a time machine, and he's figured out a way to travel back. Now, his dad died of a heart attack at age 10, and ever since then, he's been obsessed with creating a time machine
You got
to go back.
You don't believe that. Go ahead. Aaron.
you made it sound like his dad died when his dad was 10.
Yeah.
From a
Oh,
heart
yeah.
attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. When he was age
When
10.
he was
Yeah.
10, his father died
Yeah.
of a heart attack.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
so
mistake.
you don't
Okay.
believe that. That was correct. You did not believe that his dad died of a heart attack at 10.
So he's been obsessed with creating a time machine, and he thinks he's figured out a way to do it.
That's kind of sweet in a way. He's carrying on the family business.
Yeah.
Honoring the legacy of his father.
Yeah, yeah. But if he does it, they'd be like, wouldn't mind if you go do some other stuff
Mhm.
other than
Well, I don't know if how's it the family business?
Didn't you say his dad wanted to do a time machine too?
No, he wanted to do this time machine after his dad died so he could go back and warn him to save himself.
Some people think
Oh,
Tesla
yeah.
invented a time machine, invented a way to travel back in time.
Now we're
Nikola
talking.
Tesla.
Oh, I thought you meant Elon
Yeah.
Musk.
Well, I think that's derived from Nikola
Yeah.
Tesla.
yeah. And then that's it.
And that's why Edison's men killed him?
Well, maybe it's a crazy. There's a whole Donald Trump is a time traveler conspiracy out there. You guys
Ooh.
ever got into that one?
No.
Well, they say that Nikola Tesla, like Donald Trump's uncle or great uncle, like was friends with Tesla.
Yeah.
And then he was in charge of like going through all of Tesla's things to see if any of his inventions were worth using. And then he was like, nah, none of them were worth anything. But he found time travel.
Yeah.
And because there's these books that were written in like the early 1800s about Baron Trump, the time traveler. And then he has a
Ooh.
friend named the Don. And
Oh,
then they
really?
have, I think there's even a Mike Pence character or something like that. And they're staying in New York City and
House That's White.
no, like in wherever the Trump Tower is
Yeah.
at, whatever that street is. I don't know. It's been a long time since I looked at it, but
That's fun.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
This is what you bring to the podcast, stuff like this.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
talking
it's out there. I mean, there is a video on it somewhere on YouTube, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably
It
been
is
taken
fun.
down since
It
then.
probably has. It's worth getting into, though.
It's
a
not,
good- It's a good 15 minutes of being like, oh, that was fun.
yeah, conspiracy stuff is fun.
If
It's
you
the
could
most
go
fun.
back in time anywhere, where would you go?
Before you said that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, do you believe in time travel?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the 90s would be fun, though. I'd go
Yeah.
back and hang out with myself at the trailer park.
Yeah.
that's-
90s were
Yeah.
great.
That's what I said. I said I'd go back to the Wilson County Fair.
What a
Yeah.
waste of
I
a
wouldn't
time
go
machine.
back. I wouldn't go back to
Okay.
90s. I'm saying 90s were great.
Yeah, it was great, but if you get one choice, that would be such a
No.
disappointment.
Yeah, I imagine you shouldn't go do something for yourself. That I would imagine. Like you should.
You would
take
like
it-
go and try to like fix something?
But you can't go back and change things in a way that would alter the future.
It just want to go see. If you just say, let's just say you go see a time period.
Okay.
You might be. You could maybe do 50s or something like that, or like if you're like, all right, I don't want to go. It depends on how far back you. If you want to go see dinosaurs, it's like I mean, you're gonna live. Like, where are you gonna live, dude? Like, you gotta live. You gotta know how to survive.
Yeah.
In the wild.
Oh, I figure you're just poking back,
Yeah.
peeking out,
Yeah.
check, and then going right back. I don't think you're
Oh.
camping out for a while, but that would definitely change my answer if I had to live there. For
Well,
But could you
extended period of
guarantee
time.
that you could get back?
Yeah.
I mean, with
No,
that
In this
environment-
theory-
you can't.
Oh.
yeah, yeah. You can't guarantee that you get back, so you don't want to go too.
Well, that's yeah. If you can't come back, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. So, like, where
Right,
could
you
you
go
go?
to the 1800s and you're like, oh no, my money's not valuable, and I'm like living in a,
Yeah, but if you had like $40, you're a trillionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, you're,
Yeah.
you'd have to
but
go
your
back-
money looks so weird, probably.
Yeah, you'd have to get some gold
So
bars.
no one's gonna believe in it.
I'll
Yeah.
go back in time 2 years and buy Bitcoin.
Yeah,
It was
Oh,
boring,
that's a
but-
good idea.
That's a
Just
good
go
idea.
back,
Wasn't
You
it
know.
Bitcoin crashing?
play the
Wow,
lottery.
But-
I'd sell it when I'd
yeah.
know when it peaked, and
Ah.
then I'd sell.
Okay.
Or you go invest in Google. You look up like how someone became a billionaire
Mhm.
investing. Go to that point.
I still
just buy
stick by the
stocks.
90s.
Yeah, well, you go back
could
to the
just go-
90s, buy stocks in all these companies
Yeah.
that are now huge that weren't back then. Amazon.
I would just go back to the trailer park and hang out with my family. When
Mm.
I'm like, everybody's like my age now, just hang out with them.
Could you go back and buy stock and then just go back to now and you'd be a
Oh, sure.
billionaire?
Yeah, just dip
Oh,
back.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you get back, now your bank account
Yeah.
is crazy.
You could go
And
buy
it-
the Mega Million ticket from this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Could do that.
Could
Somebody
do
won
that.
that. One person, by the way.
yeah. $747 million they took a buyout.
Is there a
Yeah.
way to
Yeah.
keep track of them to see if it ruins their life?
They can where they won it. They said it is. They don't have to say who they are.
Oh, okay.
Which is the best case scenario
Yeah.
for that person.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, people are going to find out. There's no way that you go. I got a Mustang over there now.
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Moving, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, take it
That's
off.
funny. He goes, yeah, just think about mixing it up a little bit.
Well, last week you just lost your job. Well,
Yeah, it's tough. I found a new one.
yeah.
That is how do you keep it? How do you? Yeah, I mean, people are going to know.
You don't. You don't.
You don't.
Yeah. I mean, and so many
That's
people.
so much money that you really can't get rid of it unless someone's talking. If you go buy 7 homes for $100 million, but like it's so much money that it's going to be hard for a person. If the person has no money and wins,
Mhm.
I don't think they would even know how to spend that money.
Mhm.
No.
Not that much. $747 million.
Right.
You ever see Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor?
Yep.
That's about him inheriting some money, but his uncle, I don't know, it's like a trick. So he can inherit a giant jackpot, but first he has to spend $1 million without actually buying anything.
Oh,
So
yeah. I
it-
think I've heard of
So
it.
it's a real game. And he said, by the time you spend this, I'm going to make you hate money.
Yeah.
So it's, Richard Pryor trying to spend all this money. It's fun.
Oh, without buying something.
Right,
So-
he can't actually own anything physical.
Yeah.
Didn't they say if you
Yeah. I'll watch it. Oh, it's got
John Candy.
John
Yeah.
Candy. I bet it's fun.
Yeah.
don't they say if you were given a penny and each day you could double it, by the end of the month you'd be the richest person in the world?
Hmm.
I don't know by the end of the month.
I don't know. Think about how quickly things start doubling. I mean, the first week you're gonna have 14 cents, but after that, it's gonna once things start taking off, they're really
1
gonna start
cent,
taking
2 cents, then you have 4 cents.
then 8,
Eight.
16. Yeah, it'd be
You
more
have
than
more
that.
than 4
Yeah,
cents.
yeah, I was wrong about that. It
Yeah.
would really take off fast.
Look up the double and the penny. I think it is like you'd be something, but it's longer than that. So
By day 30, you'd have 5,000,000.
yeah.
All right, so I'm wrong.
368,000. So you'd be well off, but I don't know.
But yeah, if that continues to double, though, it wouldn't take long.
Well, 2 months definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hard part is finding the penny.
Right. Right. The one that will double every day. Yeah.
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 I guess that's a good place to stop.
That's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
All right. Double this. I don't know.
Oh, I was going to tell Dusty this.
All right.
There is
I'm joking.
there's a time zone, Newfoundland, Canada. They're on a half hour.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So
I know. I did shows in Canada. I did the 5 o'clock somewhere joke, and I said, because my joke is he says it's only half past 12, but
yeah.
I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm like, well, that's not true.
Yeah.
It may be 5:30 somewhere, but it's you don't lose a half hour just because we changed time zone. And people were like, Newfoundland, Newfoundland. I was like, well, I don't think he's talking about Newfoundland, but
yeah,
but I actually met some Newfoundland people. I liked them.
Yeah.
I liked them. They were nice people.
Yeah. Off a little bit.
some Newfies.
Newfoundland's always just a little off. They go, I don't know. They're
Yeah, it's my kind of people. Really,
You're always like,
what
where are?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
They're always
far
right
late.
behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you as always. We're glad to be back. I'm going to Delaware this week and Wilmington, North Carolina. Going back to the Cape Fear Serpentarium. All my dates on website, NateBargatze.com.
I'm here this week.
All right.
All right. All my dates, AaronWeberComedy.com is my MySpace page. I'm all over. I'm headlining clubs the rest of the year, which is very exciting. This weekend, I'm in Seattle at Laughs Comedy Club. And then I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and Arlington, Virginia next week, and then Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's my August. So come on out.
As of this podcast coming out tonight, I'll be at High Dive in Gainesville, Florida, and then the rest of the weekend, West Palm Beach Improv.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
West Palm Beach. I've done Laughs too.
me too. Yeah,
Yeah, Laughs great.
That is fun.
West Palm Beach, fun. It's a big room.
yeah,
But it's a cool, that whole area is, you
Yeah,
walk around,
it's
it's
gonna be
nice.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's a
pumped.
fun time.
yeah. Gainesville, then West Palm Beach. Doing a little
Gainesville's,
Florida run.
yeah, Gainesville's fun
Yeah.
too.
Go
Yeah.
Gators. We're gonna be down
There
there.
you go.
Just doing whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. As always, we love you, everybody. I hope the kids have a good school starting, so that's tough for the kids.
Oh, God.
So have a good school year. Just get through it. Don't listen to anything that they tell you. And what? The opposite. Now listen where you can listen to us for the dumb stuff and go listen to the teachers for. That's how you're gonna become not me and Dusty. And go to college like these two. You know?
Two very similar
You went to
universities.
college?
I went to, well, thank you, Dusty. I went to Middle Tennessee State University.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's first year they started. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. We love you. Bye.
All right.
Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the All Things Comedy Network. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.